commits the crime that's in the black community?
I don't know, 5%, 10%.
1%.
Okay.
Less than 1%. If the majority, you said, is that anywhere near the majority? No. So
that's not making the music. We talking about the music, not the crime.
But who's consuming the music, and why isn't it converting over to the criminal ways?
Okay, Suave, I don't think we have a disagreement. We're agreeing on who is making how the music got put out there. That's what and
okay. Well, what I'm hearing,
what did you disagree that I said? What did you disagree what I said?
What I'm hearing is the rhetoric and propaganda that it's innately in us, right?
Mm-hmm.
That this music is being made and being represented in the way it is. And what I'm saying is that you will find that music in all cultures, but due to, and like the brother Humble has said, he don't got a problem with white people, right? But he has a problem when misinformation or people manipulate. And what I'm saying is that there has been a manipulation. Yeah. And now here we are pointing at our women saying, I don't know nobody with a PhD that twerk. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. They just don't twerk.
I don't. I said I don't.
Yeah, they twerk. You just don't. They just don't twerk for you.
I didn't say they're not out there. I just said I don't. That's a difference. So I understand what you're saying, but I'm not saying that it's 100% fact or it's 100% true. I'm saying that amongst our people, the negativity gets pushed most and it's promoted most, because when you go to the clubs, when you're hanging out at the bars and stuff,
like I said, when you look for what you find, when you go to the
like
club,
you said, I don't listen to the radio. I don't even listen to American rap. I only listen to Spanish rap, hip hop. And the reason I switched that because I got tired of listening to the bullshit. And it is not the same, because when rappers over in Japan and China, when they rap, they don't rap about killing their own people.
That's not their culture.
Wait, hold up. Okay, then. So that's what I'm saying.
American culture is built on the weapon, the gun. So now what you're trying to say is that's unique to black people, right? And we're more criminals than China.
So is the Western. So is European culture. It was built on the weapon.
And that's why they sing country songs about their guns.
But we talk about rap, and when the Nazis rap over in Germany, they rap about killing black people.
No, the German raps. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So like I said, it's
so how come we can't rap about killing white people?
I rap about killing white people all the time. But we when you say you go to the club, when you say
I would support that type of music any day of the week. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
There you go, God. You say you go to the club. Yes, that's what you hear. Do you hear when you go to church? No.
Y'all racist as hell.
That's not racist. It's racial. I just. If white people can dance to us saying "I'm gonna kill me a nigger," I think black people should be able to dance to "I'm gonna kill me a cracker."
There you go.
White people should buy. That's not racist. I don't want to really murder any white people. I just want to make songs about killing white people and have white people buy it and make black people rich like we do.
Right. But it's funny, they really want to kill us though, right? It's funny, right?
Yeah, you can draw that conclusion. But yeah, but that's the dangerous, and what I was saying that was triggering me. This is another, but
yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's what you're exposing yourself to. Yeah, you're right.
Let me jump in for a second. Let me jump in for a second. The violence that this country was built on was not perpetrated by us. We were the victims along with us.
Man, what did you say, brother?
I think we joined, but then we joined in as well. We joined in as well, Jose.
But what I'm saying is that the world you live in right now was shaped by guns, cowboys, and soldiers.
But that's not how
we didn't create. And
you're in. Hold on, I don't know where you from. I'm from America, and the culture that my people came up in America were cowboys, policemen, criminals, and goddamn soldiers.
And don't forget the originators of the drive-by, the Italians in Chicago.
The Italian mobsters who became
right. So I am saying, on a whole, random violence is not African culture.
Shout out Wall Street Willie to the panel,
You
everybody.
understand?
Peace, family.
I'm pretty sure because
war had a higher purpose than just I'm gonna beat up a guy and take his stuff. No,
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
African dictates a place and a time, right? So you have Africa from north, south, east to west, and all influence when people travel outside of that, that's still African. And then you have 10,000 years of, let's say, recorded history. I'm pretty sure there was some unnecessarily stupid crime going on. Let's not act like Africans walk around goddamn with suns on their head all goddamn day.
That's not what I'm saying.
Hold on.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Africans were not conquerors. Anytime they went to war, it was something necessary as far as their culture, to rebuild their culture or to build their culture.
And I'm saying that's impossible, and you don't know that. You may have a nice collection of library books that read to you that Africans never did anything violent, but I'm pretty sure.
That's not what I said. I didn't say that, Suave.
Shaka was a conqueror.
That's not what I said. I never said that.
Yeah, there was some African conquerors.
I said it always.
No Africans have recently invaded nobody and did none of that wicked, but yeah. They were African conquerors.
Wait, hold on.
Right. But you can't compare 2026. You can't compare 2026.
You did that.
No. You cannot compare 2026 to ancient African culture. The culture
you said African. You said African culture, and so
I'm
you didn't give me a
talking
time
about in antiquity, not now. In antiquity.
So you telling me right now there's no stupid Africans doing stupid shit.
But Suave, you got to include in your information that today they're influenced by Europeans and Arabs.
I never said they didn't do things that we might think are crazy.
You just said there was no African conquerors. Are you talking about presently today?
You said that. I said.
I can't be talking about the Hutus and the Tutsis. You can't be talking about the Hutus and the Tutsis.
The Hutus and Tutsis was influenced by the Germans. That was not an original organic movement. That was influenced by the Germans. But
that's irrelevant. The atrocities they did weren't defined by German instruction, right? They did what they did.
They was living under colonialism at the time, brother. They was living under colonialism at the time.
We've all
lived how many years were they living under German colonialism and acting and picking up their traits and their behaviors?
But what I'm saying is, if you make that distinction that they weren't doing the things that we were doing, well, I would agree with that. I would say even the Bloods and Crips massacres, right? They pale in comparison to what Charles Taylor's done, right? Like, that's just a bad argument. Like, again, Africans are definitely
Charles Taylor was a product of Western culture, though. Jose was talking about. What Jose was talking about was purely black people that have not been influenced by Western culture or Arab culture.
Who in America hasn't been influenced by Western culture?
No, he was talking about African people though. In Africa.
But Wall Street Willie, I'm talking about ancient culture. I'm not talking about this modern mix of all this wild stuff that's going on now. In antiquity, you did not see Africans fighting and conquering generally just to fight and conquer. And if they were to expand their borders, they said in ancient Kemet, I'm doing this to expand my borders and be greater than my father.
There was a purpose. Right.
Right. But I'm saying when you hear them say that, that wasn't the dominant mentality that they was fighting just to fight. They fought for unification. They fought for reunification. They fought to keep their culture. You hear some
my argument would be, even with Black America, they were looking to certain, wars that we've had in Black America, in the Black community. A lot of it was about territory.
I am not against that, but the mentality of modern Africans is not the same as ancient Africans. Ancient Africans generally did not want to conquer the world and kill everybody. They wanted control of their particular immediate environment so they could practice their culture without being uninterrupted.
So you don't think Africans on the continent are on that same page now? Because I don't think they're looking at the world at all.
I'm with you in 2026. I'm talking about in antiquity. We all messed up in 2026, even down to how we looked.
But look what I'm saying. I'm saying even with antiquity, right? Like, I don't think Africans now have a mindset or a view that's much different from their past. They're not looking to be conquerors. They're not looking to invade Germany or get King Leopold back in Belgium, right? Like it's still to this day about territory.
I'm with you, but the main motivation behind some of these fights is just purely religious fanaticism
Thank you.
and un-African thinking that they were polluted by.
I won't
Muslims are
disagree
killing
with that.
Christians. That has nothing to do with. That's not their culture. Christianity is not African culture.
When you look at what's
Who
going
is
on with
black
the
people? Who is
AES,
black people conquering today?
Black people were never conquerors, and that's just
Okay. So I'm saying, so what is you comparing to what? You comparing hip hop to conquering?
No, I'm shifting to another topic that we're talking about now. And when you to make you understand that when you are talking about hip hop, that is not
that was
something
the
that
connection
Africans
I was
can
trying to
do.
make.
No, I'm saying no. I shifted and I went way far afield from that conversation. But what I'm saying is when you look at Africans and they see hip hop and the things that we do, it serves no purpose. Even in African culture,
So you
music
back on
serves a
hip hop?
purpose. Right? No, music serves a purpose. The movements serve a higher purpose than just shaking your backside. So when they see
Nah,
you just
not
dancing just to attract someone, they wouldn't consider that culture. The things that we
This is
say and do
culturally
a lot of times
inappropriate.
have no purpose. Compared to
It's
Africa,
culturally
everything they say and do have
This
a
is
purpose.
culturally inappropriate.
Okay, bet. That's cool. I mean, we get that, but everybody's not like romantically in love with Africa to the point that they can't be a black American in 2026. Like all of us don't got to get an ankh tattooed in the middle of our forehead and the eye
I'm not, listen, I'm not against what you're saying. I'm just pointing out that
So
their
you being
view.
judgmental as an African.
No, I'm just pointing out that we have to understand their viewpoint is people who have a history of high culture. They will not see what we're doing as culture, and you can't fault them for that. That's just
Okay. Fuck them.
that's something inherent with them.
But I would say this though, right? Like you don't get that glorious response, right? That I Show Speed got when he went all over Africa and met with kings and everything else without the culture. It's the culture that was why they worship this regular YN. You know what I mean? It was the culture.
No, that's not true.
No, that's not the culture.
They treated him. They treated him the way that they would treat any one of their brothers who came home. They would
They
welcome you
didn't
home because
treat
you are
Tariq
their
like
lost
that.
son.
Okay, then. So they would treat Tupac like that. They would treat Easy E like that. They would treat
But
goddamn
wait.
21
They
Savage
didn't
like
treat
that.
Tariq like that.
You know why? Because they probably view Tariq Nasheed as a decisive jackass.
Correct.
You don't know his culture. So he would get that and he looked for that.
But they doing that for 21 Savage too, man. And
He
then
looked for that.
another
He looked for
thing I
that.
was
And
hearing,
I bet
Yo,
you,
you wildin'.
and I
another
bet
thing
you
that I
any
want to
amount of
touch on
money.
that the panel was going on is let's talk about decorum during debates. Like I heard a lot of disgruntled fucking whines about having flair and personality while you're debating.
I know ain't
Not
nobody
just
come at you. You always
Yo,
show the
Suave,
utmost
Suave,
decorum.
man, don't hit her with that, man. Come on, Suave, man.
yeah,
Nah,
that's
my
all I'm
brother
saying.
Suave always showed
Come on,
decorum.
Suave.
It's like you really sitting up here telling me what I'm doing too much. Calm down. I don't. Why is my voice so loud? What is you doing, fam?
Yo, I'm out. I'll holler at y'all there, y'all.
All right, for sure. Man, Hercules.
Peace, family.
Have a good day, Hurt.
I didn't teach it, but so yeah, like I heard. So, anybody want to reiterate any of that soft shit that y'all was saying earlier?
You got robbed last season. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm going back on mute.
Come on, man, we supposed to be brothers. Come on, man, we supposed to be brothers. Come on, man, we supposed to be brothers.
Hold on, A1. Did I tell you to get that clip?
You had to.
I had to.
You had to.
The streets know that's my catchphrase. Every time the panel start getting crazy, come on, man, we supposed to be brothers.
Like, but yeah, absolutely. In the debate, I'm gonna talk to you like you stupid. Cause you
Yeah,
know,
I had it set to the side for you, Wall Street. You
I
told me to cut it,
appreciate you.
and then I was waiting for you to pull back up so that way I could show you.
Now I've seen. Now I'll be honest with you. I've seen a couple of your debates, and I think you do show good decorum in debates. I wouldn't say that you don't. I think you're a great debater.
Thank you.
I do think that. But as I say, there's an inordinate amount of unnecessary aggression when it comes to YouTube debaters. You don't have to be so aggressive all the time. It's unnecessary. It's not that serious sometimes. And I'm not specifically talking to you.
No,
but I
then
think on the
you
whole,
are
it's just too
okay.
aggressive for me. It's just too aggressive for
If
me.
it's not me, it's Leandre.
Did you see my question and answer round against Suave Boss in our debate? Straight pressure. Go check that out, y'all.
I need to listen. People
Only-
like the Andre,
only Cal syndrome.
people like the Andre, I wouldn't bother to have a conversation with them sort of overinflated, egotistical Negroes because they have nothing to teach you.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even bother talking to them.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
and
even
we
let them
ain't
on
here
my
to
platform.
teach. And I gotta be honest with that. Like, we're not here to teach. We're not here to teach. You want to get
Well, yes,
taught.
you are.
No,
Knowledge
that's the and there's the conflict. There's the conflict. When people come on to YouTube to debate, are we here to debate or teach? I'm here to debate.
Yeah,
If
but
you
can do both
learn
at the same time,
something,
you know, Suave.
if you learn something, great. But I'm here for $500 at the end of this tournament. I'm not here to make sure you pass your next test. No.
You know, you could do that though, Suave. You could
And I'm
you
pretty
have the
sure it's
potential to be a
happening. I'm
great
pretty
teacher
sure I didn't gave
during
somebody
a debate.
information. But yeah, no, this is not a research group. This is not a study group. This is not. This is the debate league where we're coming to intellectually weigh ourselves against other people who are intellectually a titan.
Hey, Suave, you know, it's funny when you talked about decorum, right? And then somebody just brought up Leandre. I watched the debate with him and Ruben.
Yeah, boy.
Right? And that, to me, was a lack of decorum as well, right? Like, lack of decorum don't always have to be me calling you a
Loud
BAN,
and, yeah.
right? It's so a lack of decorum is also saying, oh, you're stupid because you didn't go to the white man's school and get your doctorate, right? Like, I work at a law firm. I'm a lawyer, like TMZ. You know what I mean? That's a lack of decorum to me as well. You know, if you're going to keep it respectful, keep it respectful.
I can see that. An insult is an insult. Yeah, I can see that. It was fun. I enjoyed the shit out of it, but it was an exhibition. I know he wouldn't come that way, you know, talking about all you came with is a Southern draw. No information. Like I know in the structure in a non-exhibition debate or whatever it's called, an official debate, it gets better. But yeah, boy, that was tough to watch for the people who love our brother Ruben as I do myself.
You know what the problem is? Sometimes people think that intelligence comes from getting a degree, and it does not. Because there are people who have degrees, and they're some of the stupidest people you ever want to meet with no common sense.
Yeah, you could be articulate
Really?
and still show a complete lack of decorum.
Right, but
what
I'm saying is we have to stop letting people think because they have a degree and they say something with big words, they sound intelligent. A lot of times they don't because they think you don't understand what they're saying. They're trying to talk over your head, and because you come on simple, they think that your vocabulary is not up to understanding what they said because they use 5 and 6 syllable words, and they're in for a big surprise. We do understand exactly what you're saying. That's why we know when you're talking nonsense. We know if every other word have to be a professional word, then clearly something is wrong and you're trying to flim people. You're trying to talk over people's heads. That's not going to work. Because I think most all of us on this platform and on this panel are intelligent enough to know when people are just trying to talk over your head and have nothing to offer intellectually to anybody.
Yeah.
And that is what we need to know. And we need to start to call them out when they flim-flamming and talking ridiculous.
I just wanted to make sure y'all didn't lose your mind and forget what we was here for. Because a lot of people keep coming in and talking about the quorum and, you know, this, that, and the other. Like, man, I mean, read the room, brother. Like, what you want to do? You want to be the 9th million failed debate league that tried to keep the quorum to like 100%? Or you want to be the first greatest debate league on YouTube ever? Like, let's work for it, man. You know, I'm sure you'll get what you want, but yeah, I'm not sitting up here trying to compete with you in decorum. I'm not. Like, I'm here to bleed you. I'm just less insane than the rest of the people. So when they can't keep it together, I can. You know?
I think, Suave, like when I come over here and, you know, check in on certain debates, like that debate between Leandre and Ruben was that caught my interest, right? Because those are the things I'm into. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I do think there's a place for the religious debates. I do think they do need to be had, but I get kind of burnt out by them. Like, I'm more on what was the debate you lost that I said you won? Like, y'all had a
It was
good.
Dr. Sabi, a snake oil
It
salesman.
was Sabi, right? Like stuff like that.
Yeah,
that intrigues me.
I want to
I
take
mean, I'm
that
locked
again,
in.
man. I let my brother down.
And real
Nah,
quick,
you
let's
ain't
go.
let him down.
Speaking of Leandre and Suave debating, let's go to a word from our sponsors.
Let's get
Real
it.
quick.
March 14th, the Battle of Truth, the clash of intellects, Leandre McBride versus Elder Yara. Can Elder Yara, the seasoned veteran with decades of debate experience, prove he's an Israelite using only scripture? Or will Leandre, the brilliant PhD scholar, dismantle his claim with razor-sharp logic and scholarly precision? It's a high-stakes debate where faith meets knowledge and history is on the line. Two giants, one question. Can Elder Yara prove his Israelite identity through the word? This is a battle you don't want to miss. Tune in to Titans Debate League and witness the ultimate war of words. Who's got the facts? Who will leave the other in the dust? The countdown to the debate begins now. Coliseum of arguments. Only the brave speak here. Are you not entertained? History steps into the arena, only on the Coliseum of Arguments, hosted by Titans Debate League. It's the clash of cosmic proportions. In one corner, the smooth strategist, the verbal tactician, the man who bends rhythm into reason, Suave Boss. And in the opposing corner, the architect of quantumoliism, the philosopher of the infinite, the mind that dares to question reality itself, quantum truth. The question shaking the pillars of existence: does Mother Nature need Father Time to exist? Is nature eternal? Is time the necessary foundation of all things? Or are we witnessing the collapse of a cosmic illusion? Two titans, one stage, no escape from logic. Saturday, March 8th, only in the Coliseum of Arguments. Enter the arena and witness eternity on trial.
Ayo, A1.
Sunday, March 8th, only here on Titans Debate League. What's up with Wall Street?
Ayo, A1, I gotta
shout out
give you
to investing out the
flowers.
blue 2210 in the chat, man. Shout out to the big guy. Don't get it twisted, pointing in the wrong direction, missing screwed the fucked up.
Hey.
Out the blue is definitely in the building.
Oh, that's my bro, Blue?
Yeah.
Pseudo King, my big brother, Blue.
That's the master of jumping out of the window, man. That's
my God.
Window with it.
That's no
he looked at that as a challenge. He looked at that debate with Yara. He looked at that as a challenge. Like, how he gonna come on?
And his bars be fire. But A1,
yeah,
I gotta give you your flowers while you can smell them, bro. Like, your introductions are A1. Like, your intros, like, and I'm gonna put my bid in, like, because I'm thinking about getting my YouTube channel kind of off the ground, because I've just been a YouTube crash out, you know what I mean, for conversations that I want to get involved in. But people been, trying to push me like, yo, you need to open up some panels, like have some discussions. I need one of them intros, man. We'll figure it out.
I got you, man. I got you.
Them joints be fire. I ain't gonna lie.
I am doing work for hire, so hit me up.
That's what's up.
Need graphics, intros, voiceovers, animation.
I ain't asking
website.
for nothing for free. I ain't on public assistance, bro. I pay for service. Word.
Word.
Wall Street Willie, do you actually have a YouTube page right now?
Yeah, I got the one that on StreamYard with, but I don't really I don't do content.
No, man, I would personally love to see you develop a YouTube channel. I think you have a lot to offer, and you should do that.
Yeah, you know what's funny, bro? When I paid for my StreamYard, right, and I made the mistake and paid for a year, I'm like, damn, they took how much? But when I did it, I was thinking about opening it up, but then I just started to get out there on different panels and build relationships. Like Suave, my guy, and I mean out the blue, that's my big bro, right? So I did that for a while, but people have been pushing me like, nah, Walsh, you need to create some content. So
Hey, you
Listen,
need me, man? I got your back, man. Fuck with me.
listen, and personally, I would love if you call it the original YouTube crash out. I would love that title for your page. I would love to see that.
one of the ideas is the Crash Out Cafe. We working on
Come on, man! You got to do that, man. You got
that.
to do that, Wall Street Willie. And when you come on, you got to come on with camera on, with a whole collection of designer pool shiesty mags. You can call it the Crash Out Collection.
I like
You
it.
can call it we're not gonna call it the pool shiesty. We're gonna call it the Wall Street Willie. And you come out with a whole designer collection.
Now, y'all brothers be doing good work. Like, I don't always pop out, but I do always check those debates and whatnot. And my only thing is, like, I want to hear more debates outside of religion. You know what I mean?
A fact, or at least a different angle. Like less debates about your belief of religion. Like debate the facts, debate the papyrus, debate the Septuagint, the Codex Sinaiticus, the debate the real things that we know. Debate these councils. Motherfuckers keep debating their opinion on the Bible, and we still don't know about the Council of Nicaea. We still get the Council of Nicaea wrong.
Yeah, like which one is the best? I don't take those debates because I don't try to tell
Which one had more
people
influence. Which one
thing
fucked the
or whatever.
Bible up more. Yeah, bro. Like, but I don't want to. I don't debate your belief. If you believe, then that's just it. You
What it
obviously
is.
saying due to the lack of evidence, it's a belief. I'm here to debate evidence, and that's why the brother Quantum is gonna get murdered on the A. Is there any type of interaction you would attempt to try to have before I did, bro?
I think the idea that we only do religious debates is like some propaganda though. Because if we go down the list of debates from should the FOP be dismantled, do white people come
No,
from
that's all over YouTube. It's
yeah,
not
I was
just
gonna
here.
say our stuff's like half and half for real.
Yeah, now that definitely wasn't a criticism of this space. You know what I mean? Because I move around in different spaces, but that is a
That's what I'm
common
talking
thread.
about. I'm all over the channel, like, you know.
That's a common thread, though, that people who are believers always want to jump on. And you got a lot of debaters that are, Hebrew or Muslim or whatever, and they always want to argue those topics. But I'm like, yo, we got to get to 2026, man.
It's not just that. It's because YouTube allows you to be who you want to be, right? And we don't get that because we come on YouTube as who the fuck we are.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have ran from the church as deacons and pastors, and they won't be accepted if they stand up with the truth that they getting from the Bible. So they run.
That is a fact.
They hiding in their girl corner with a goddamn cross around their neck, calling themselves a pastor.
But honestly, I don't think that we're getting away from religious debates anytime soon. Religion is something that affects everybody.
No, especially if you're on YouTube.
Your way of life, how you live, how you wake up, how many times a day you praying, or like it takes up a lot of people's time and a lot of.
But when I'm saying though, as an observer,
Jesus and Abraham, like if people start debating Buddha and Krishna, if people start debating other guys that were like the old,
I see what you're saying. Though.
Let me see two voodoo people go at it.
Yeah,
like,
no, I got a lineup of some new people though. You're right. I gotta
like people just tired of people bringing back Abraham and shit and calling it quantum shit. Like, that's all.
Oh, he went in there on his little rib shot on quantum when he wasn't looking.
He always shoots.
Blue, the link is over here on my page. You got to come over to Titans Debate League. I don't know if I'm a moderator on Suave channel to post links.
Yeah, you already.
I strongly disagree.
I don't know what channel you first came over there under, but I gave you a rent.
Hey, yo, Blue, me and Suave was on the panel with Jaguar, right? Like, and stream y'all be acting stupid sometimes. My boy Blue would not miss the opportunity. He would drop, pop back out. He was like, nah, we gonna get to this pseudo. Like, I want to have that conversation. Blue, my guy. But even with religion, right? Like, I'm more open to conversations dealing with how religion has affected the black community. Like, for me, I'm forward looking. So it always got to come back to 2027. Forget 2026. You know what I mean? So when we get stuck in, Silky, the Berbers, how you going to get past that, man? The Berbers. Like, I ain't trying to go back 7,000 years.
But remember something. Sometimes you have to go back to come forward, because a lot of times the best we have to offer sometimes is in the past and not the future. So you
Now
have to
that's
show the
true.
young people what we used to be, and we can be that again, because a lot of us we're not that anymore.
But here's the problem, bro. That conversation has kind of been oversaturated, and
Thank
we
you.
haven't started to look forward. Like those Bible YouTube conversations, it's a plethora of those. You know what I mean? There's certain people that's gonna stay in that lane. But the progressive, the forward moving conversation, how does religion affect the black community? Is
Uh,
religion good for black commerce? Conversations like that.
What's good,
Hold
Kobe?
up, we got a special guest to the
Yeah,
panel.
I'm in the building.
Shout out a
King
man who
Pseudo, what's
actually knows the
cracking?
topic, and we got out the blue in here too. Give both of these gentlemen a round of applause. A man who
Peace,
actually knows
peace,
the
what's
topic. Would
good?
you like to go first?
Yeah. I heard I was mentioned on here, so I figured we could talk about it. So
Hey, yo,
what's
Blue, you
up?
had my vote the other night,
What's
Blue.
good, Blue man?
And the
Appreciate your
verse was
presence, God.
fire.
What's good, man? Y'all already know, man. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. Good to see
Anytime, brother.
y'all doing y'all things, man, for real.
For sure, God.
Yeah, y'all
You
said
know,
y'all said Leandre's name like 3 times. He popped up like candy, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You already know, man. But yeah, like me and Wall Street Willie, we both agree that you took it too far in that debate against Roper. Okay, you were very,
Mhm.
you was harsh, brother. It was a nice
I
delivery, but you really. But I will say this: I don't believe you will perform that way in a official debate.
so look, Swall, this the thing, right? Like, I'm not even saying he went too far. I'm just saying,
Okay,
like,
bet. So he ain't even saying that. I
strategy
said you went too
wise,
far, man, and don't do that shit no more.
I'm
Like that
saying
was crazy.
strategy wise. Hold up, Swab. I'm
I'm
saying
putting niggas
strategy
in the car
wise
with you.
though, it took him mad long to get to the actual topic. Like, I get it. You're a future attorney. You're working in this space. I get that, right? But that can't be the first 7 minutes of a 10-minute premise,
Yeah.
right? Like we
Well,
respect it. We know who you are.
Exactly.
according to who? According to who?
According
So
to
you're
me
not
as a
even fighting the
spectator.
argument that you spent the first 7 minutes in your round out of 10 insulting.
No. I'm just asking because even if I accept the premise, I guess what I'm asking is again, just like this. This is the reason why the beginning of my debate was as it was, because what typically happens is you'll have unqualified niggas talking to qualified niggas trying to tell them how to do their job, and
I
so
get that.
I don't come to people's jobs slapping dicks out their hand, and so don't tell me how to do my job.
So
So
now here's
so
the
if
thing, Leandre, right? We
Well,
had the
wait.
conversation.
I was in the middle. Wait. Let me
Go
finish
ahead,
setting
my
it up.
fault.
Yeah, let me finish setting it up. Right. So for example, I still have all my debate cards from college. Right.
As
I've
it
done this.
really
Okay.
could.
So listen. Here's the deal. Right. When people state their opinions, like I'm not of the opinion that all opinions are equal. I believe that certain opinions going to carry more weight because there's more back into them, right? And so when certain people give me opinions, it's part of why I showed that logic textbook that was in there, right? The ad veracundum fallacy, right? When certain people offer opinions on topics, sometimes you should ignore those people's opinions. Okay, Noam Chomsky, for example, is not good on economics.
So
He
let
has
let
no authority there. So
I
again,
got you.
who's telling me? So the person telling me that they thought that was improper, give me a reason to accept anything you say as valid.
Got you, right? So here's the thing with that conversation we had about are Trump's tariffs beneficial, right? Like, you ain't slapping no dicks out my hand, pause, right? If you come to my job, you slapping treasuries out my hand, right? So all that you did to say that Ruben's opinion wasn't valid because he doesn't work for top dog law, right? I could do that to you when it comes to any financial conversation because of my hold on,
Yeah.
because of my pedigree, right? Like, that's what I do. That's my lane, right? I'm an insider. I can't even buy stock no more, right? So, but for me, that wouldn't be the way I would try to win a debate. I'm just gonna get right to the information. Like I don't have to keep patting myself on the back. Like, you know what I mean? I got the money. I made the bread. I got these foreign cars in my driveway, right? And I have my position in the financial world. So while you may be a lawyer, right, on a conversation like that about finance, I could simply try to gun you down by saying, you're not a part of finance. I am. You know what I mean? I can tell you today's SOFR rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
The standard overnight funding rate. I can tell you that, right? So
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
saying my pedigree doesn't necessarily define the argument that I can make.
Yeah.
And,
So
and, and it's
cool.
just, and bro, all jokes aside, like it wasn't even slander. It was just good, honest criticism. Like
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah, I
I
got you.
know what you do for a living. I don't want to hear that for 7 minutes.
That's
Get to the
cool.
topic.
Yeah, that's cool. Listen, let me restate. One, there's a couple things that's wrong. One, saying that you are a part of finance, right, is improper English. And this again is part of the issue. Part, not a part. A part means to be separated from finance. Okay. If you're a part of finance, right, that means that you're not connected to finance. So that I don't know why you said that. Okay. Two, here's the other thing. Finance is not the same as economics. Those are actually two distinct fields. My background, and I went over this. Two of my degrees are in the field of political science. Most of that has to do with world economies, right? So I took classes like macroeconomics,
Yeah, I took
microeconomics,
macro.
global economics and sustainable development. Those are the sorts of courses, stuff like that I took right up to my degree. The degree used to be called political economy, and because those two things are actually grossly intertwined. So, for example, like I just recommended an economics series to A1 just the other day. Why? Because it was part of my coursework. So, when subject of economics come up, I could talk about them. I have a ridiculous amount of economics books, right? So anyway, so I don't know what that has to do with finance, but it's part of the reason why I'm saying when I offer opinions on topics, I typically try to keep them tempered to topics that I know about. It just so happens lots of times people on the internet also want to talk about those topics. Here's the other thing: when we're
Yep.
talking about subject of debate, I have the requisite background in history in debate, right? And so I know, right, because there was a course that we took on that I took on rhetoric. I also took another one on argumentation. One of them was actually just straight rhetoric, but I also took argumentation, also took persuasion. So I know that in a debate, also took debate. And so I know that there's three parts to a debate. Now, majority of the time, people on the internet don't know this, right? But your debate is supposed to have three major parts: ethos, pathos, and logos. The ethos is actually the point in time in a debate where you establish your credibility. And when you have an unequal credibility on the topic, that actually means that the credence should lean in my favor
The
because
ethos is
I
how you
am
connect to the crowd, man.
because
That's what
I'm
it
the
is.
person who on the topic has more knowledge and information on it. So
And the
my
pathos is
background,
the
wait,
quality of the argument, right?
Yeah, your ethos is how
so
you able to connect to the audience, bro. And
no, yes,
if
no,
Right.
no,
you
no.
don't
Listen, your
get the
ethos is
ethos,
also
that's usually gonna cost
listen
you the debate.
again, like right now. Here's another
That's
example.
people
I
being
just
able
I
to
just listed
relate to you.
I just listed all of the stuff that I just did about debate and argumentation and persuasion and rhetoric, right? I just went through all of that stuff, right? And then the person who's right now coming and trying to correct me, what is your background and knowledge
But
in the
the
field of debate,
ethos,
rhetoric, argumentation, persuasion, any of the stuff? I
that
have there's a whole
sir,
video
you
of
just
my
agreed. Number
credentials.
one, you just agreed. Number two, you just lied
I just
about
listed.
him
Wait a minute.
saying
I'm trying to
a
tell you something. Listen,
part.
I have an
First
entire
off, you
video.
said him
I didn't say
stating
eight
that he
parts.
was
I have an
a
entire
part
video on paradigm
of
shift with
finance.
my with
First
my
off, you said
transcripts
that
on it.
him being a
So there
part
doesn't need to
of
be a back and forth with me
finance
about this stuff,
was
as well
wrong,
as logic. Okay.
which was a
Hold on,
So
lie.
Keandre, don't crash
He's a
out. Let's
piece
have a
of
conversation.
finance.
I'm not doing any
You
crash
was
out. I don't need
wrong
to be
on
told not to
that.
crash out.
Number
I'm not
one, you
crashing out.
started out wrong.
I'm very calm.
Let me stop you there. You
I
started
didn't
out
start off.
wrong.
Listen again. Before you talk to
You
me and try
told
to
him
offer
that he
criticism,
was.
tell me your
You told
background.
him that
Tell me your
stating he
background.
was a
What's your
part
background?
of
Persuade the audience that you're someone who
finance.
should be listened to over me. I
He
just
was a
listed mine.
part of finance.
Persuade the audience
Sir,
with your background
and
in
this is
education.
why I know you don't understand ethos. And this is why you suck. Because you can't make people relate to you. Ethos ain't just about what the fuck you know, dumbass.
That's a
Ethos is
fact.
about people being able to relate to what you're saying. So you obviously can't regurgitate your information that you think you know in a way that people can actually understand.
I dare you
Bomb.
to tell me your background in
So you'll
education,
never
sir.
beat me in a debate with the ethos. I can tell you that right now. I can tell by the way you talk. You gonna already turn people off. The moment you turn people off, you've lost the ethos.
I'm gonna be over
And
there
see,
at her spot now.
Leandre, hold on.
Like
Playing.
right
Let me
now,
back
you're
that up and I'm
dead.
gonna
You
fall
could
back.
be right now, but you died because I took the ethos.
Let me back that up and I'm gonna
let's
fall back,
review some of this
Leandre.
footage and see exactly what they're talking about here. If you haven't seen the debate on,
And
go
we ain't
ahead.
gonna act like Taz the GOAT ain't in the motherfucking building, man. Shout
I
out to
see that
Taz,
bum
man.
ass
B1
nigga.
up, man. For life.
Today, our debate is much the
I
same.
see my bum
First,
ass
you have
big bro.
myself. I argue that the shooting of Alex Preddy was legally justified. I hold an Associates of Arts in Political Science, a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, with a concentration in the analytic logical tradition. I also earned a Master of Arts in History and a Juris Master in Law, specializing in constitutional law and history. Professionally, I am the owner of a post-conviction firm where I write appellate briefs and other legal filings for inmates addressing complex legal and constitutional issues, such as those in this debate. These issues usually surround the issue of the First, Fourth, and Eighth Amendments, all of which are at issue here in this debate. Ruben, my opponent, however, owns a gun and is black. He believes that God is light and light is electromagnetism. He also considers ChatGPT and Gemini to be valid sources of information on all topics. And so these are your debaters. I submit to you that we're on different sides of this issue for the same reason that a toddler thinks that you should not pay rent and should instead spend all of your money on candy and iPad games. Neither Ruben or your toddler, in our example, knows what the hell they're talking about.
Now hold on real
the
quick,
facts will show that Alex Preddy was a criminal.
Here you got jokes.
Not an innocent bystander, but a criminal shot in the course of several crimes up to...
Hold on, but for me, right?
Hey, wait. A1. My questions weren't answered. For the people who offered criticism of how a debate is supposed to go, what is your background education in history to where the people should understand that you should be listened to over me on the topic? Give us some background.
And that was his 60 seconds into his round one right there. Or was that your intro?
Got you. So my background is I'm locked in with some of the best debaters out there, right?
Third party knowledge. Okay, do you have any yourself?
Hold on. Let me finish my answer, right? Shout out to my
You have step
Suave
knowledge.
boss. Shout out to Domo. Shout out to Taz bum ass, right? These are some of the top debaters out there, right? So I've watched them and seen what works. Respectfully, bro. Like, all right, I get it. You work for Top Dog Law. You know something, right?
I guess that's subjective, man. The top debaters is over here, man. Suave Boss is one of the top debaters.
Where is the back? Listen,
top debater is everywhere.
I have a
top debater is everywhere, and that is Suave Boss,
Yeah.
the only debater that matters on any debate league, including the debate league and the Coliseum.
I know the room. I could read the
Listen,
room. I started with
okay, listen.
right?
Am I getting to answer my question?
What I'm saying is,
what knowledge do you personally have? What knowledge do you personally have in debate? What knowledge do you personally have in debate? Persuasion, argumentation. What knowledge do you personally have? You can't third party that information. You can't tell me that you have a cousin who's a brain surgeon, therefore you know how to identify a tumor. Do you have any background knowledge? Otherwise, keep your mouth shut when talking about topics that you don't know.
Let's play the game.
A1, what's my name say right now on StreamYard?
What would you like to debate? Like
A1, what's my name say on StreamYard right now? A1, can you tell me? I forgot.
Are you pro-capitalism? Are you anti-socialism? What would you like to debate?
A1, what's my name right now?
I've heard enough.
Chiller, Blue trying to line them up. I'm gonna fall back.
A man who actually knows the topic. This why I put my name in it, because again, people listen, very, very small men, right, who want to delve into topics they ain't even read a relevant book on, right?
He ran to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, so y'all want to opine on topics. So again, so your opinions on this, they mean as much as your toddler when telling you not to pay rent and buy YouTube credit.
Why people
it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care. Listen, I don't care who rocks with me. I don't care who rocks with me.
Right.
Listen. I don't do what I do to fit in. You niggas can't touch me. So I don't do what I do to fit in. As far as education, less than 2% of the people on the planet have as much education as I do. I therefore don't care to fit in.
Right now to the cookie. Nobody wants to hear for 7 minutes.
Bro, I do not care about your opinion on any topic.
I don't care about your opinion on any topic. Everybody else, bro. We gonna know what you know by your damn argument.
Listen. I'll be back on the 45 minutes. I'm gonna get back to doing the other thing that I'm an expert at. Okay, at teaching something that y'all don't do anyway. So yeah.
To the criticism,
I ain't listening. I ain't listening to nothing you say because you think
that
you're a part of finance.
You
think you are a part of finance.
Your results are at 7:30 tonight.
Okay, cool. Listen, and can't nobody who's a part of finance talk to me about nothing.
Yeah, I can't talk to you about nothing because you're not a part of my work. So I was going to things regarding finance that the same way you deal with law, you can't talk to me about bread. You can't talk to me about treasuries, SOFR rates, LIBOR. You can't talk because you don't have the pedigree, right? That's your argument. If you're not
Man, phone
raised
dropped
in
off,
this,
bro. He can't hear you. He'll be right back, man.
nah, he listening. He listening, but I'm gonna be real. Like at a certain point, just say I work for Top Dog Law and move on. Nobody want to hear 7 minutes of your resume when we came to hear a topic. With that Purdy argument, like I was on the other side of Ruben, and Ruben's my man, right? Like I was literally like just how I think. I was more in line with Leandre, but he killed the debate. Like you spent 7 minutes talking about your resume, nigga. This ain't no interview. Get to it.
Hold on, you said the results is tonight,
The results is tonight.
Yeah,
so he
y'all
don't
better
even know if
not
he
play with
lost.
King Naga.
I don't even know if he lost or won.
Oh man, get his ass up out of here with that. He on here tripping. Hey, man,
Hey, yo, Blue,
thought
in
this-
my
I thought
opinion,
we
right?
talking about an L. We don't even know what happened yet. Like, man, this dude got to be stopped.
Hey, yo, big bro, Blue, listen, in my opinion, right? I came into the debate agreeing with Leandre, but his argument was just trash. He spent like 7 minutes just giving me his resume, right? He
Yeah,
ain't
this
even
ain't
get,
Indeed, bro.
man, I don't want to hear all that. Just say you work
Yeah,
for
this
Top Dog
is
Law and
like.
move on.
I mean, because you got to think you on in a YouTube debate space. So it's some people who got that shit, and then people who out to prove, bro, that shit don't matter. So
And
that shit,
Blue,
like,
and Blue, see, peep it. This is where he's alienating his audience. He's saying, well, if you're not a lawyer, you can't have an opinion on this. You talking to
yeah, it's
your
like,
audience. This
hey,
nigga's getting off of
hey, but he talking
Amazon
about he
truck.
want the ethos,
No,
so
no,
he
no,
want.
no. He's not saying you can't have an opinion. He's saying if you're not a lawyer, your opinion on it don't matter to me.
He's
It
saying
See,
don't
it
matter.
doesn't matter.
it's a big difference.
Well, let
Your
me
He
shit
let
just
thinks
ain't
he's
shit.
hold on. He thinks
Yeah,
You
he's
just
first one
lost,
is an
superior.
though.
ad hom. The second is just letting you
He
know,
thinks
like,
he's
nah.
superior, A1, because of his pedigree, right? Now, there is some truth in that argument, right? Like if you're involved in a space, you know a little bit better than others. But at a certain point, right, if you can't respect that a layman can be well versed enough to have a conversation about something, then yeah, you turn off the audience. You know what I mean?
see, but what you really have to understand. When people never thought they would have been able to reach where they are in life, they are so happy that's all they can focus on. And when people are truly concerned about you, they share their knowledge just to share their knowledge to bring you to their level. We have a word for that in Trinidad and Tobago, never see, come see. Which means some people never thought they would have reached where they would have reached. And then when they reach there for status purposes, nobody likes them because they have no character and personality. It's
So look,
only
bro.
because and I live in Trinidad and Tobago, I could tell you, even though I'm not from here. People go into these professions in Trinidad and Tobago to get respect. But on the low, nobody respects a lot of these people because they're jackasses.
Right.
Nobody likes them. They have no character. So if individuals want to have no character, let them continue.
So
They
the
will be alone
pedigree has no
by
value.
themselves, talking to themselves.
So
And
you
they
would
would
agree the
never
pedigree
ever.
has no value, right? Like to that statement you gave, it's a statement I was taught by a lot of my uncles, right? Like, I'm here to put the paint where it ain't, right? I'm here to just have the conversation, get to the points, and put the paint where it ain't. What ain't understood, I'm gonna make that argument, right? And I just feel like in that Ruben debate, that was honestly the first Leandre debate that I watched. Me and him went back and forth on Trump's tariffs, right? So now you're a lawyer, right? TMZ. I'm a lawyer, right? But you don't know nothing about finance. You know what I mean? So if that's gonna be my argument that you're just unqualified to have the conversation, right? It goes nowhere. So what I noticed that he did in the conversation with me, he held on to the fact that I said Noam Chomsky was an economist, right? Now, in me saying that, I'm not saying he's Muhammad Al-Aryan, because I was able to come back to him real quick with an economist he couldn't deny, right? I was able to give him Ben Bernanke. I was able to give him, a bunch of economists, right? But he wanted to hinge on that point when the reality is Noam Chomsky has written books on economics, right? So do you want to have the real conversation, or do you want to just say, no, you're wrong on that, and just hinge your whole argument on that? In my opinion, that don't win. I didn't even agree with Ruben, right? But in that debate, for me, Ruben made the better argument. But we'll see when the stats come out.
I agree with you, but as I say, I think in these spaces we need to focus more on teaching. Because I think debates and all these things are supposed to be for people to learn something. Shouldn't
No,
just
no.
the
Debates
debate.
are competition for people to compete for with their intellectual knowledge. It's not really to teach the crowd. The crowd can learn from them, as a lot of people do. It gives them It gives them a starting point to get some information, go research it on their own. But it's not like a teaching mechanism where at the end of it they can say, "Hey, I got a certificate. I saw 7 debates."
Maybe because I'm not a debater, I don't see it that way.
Yeah, a lot of people. I don't
I
know.
would say the
I'm one
People.
of
same one though. In analyzing the crowd, right? Nah, it's a lot of people literally Googling every name that's brought up, every
Mhm.
policy, every act. A lot of people are learning.
Yeah,
I
they
learned a
should. They
lot
should.
from Domo. I learned a lot from Suave. I ain't gonna give Taz no credit because he got the belt. He don't need no credit, right? But I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
learn things
yeah.
from these debates.
But in the sense that Jose's saying it, it's almost like in the same sense I hear Sabio saying it. Like, I don't want to debate. Nobody's learning anything. Like, that's not what the sport is really for. People are using it to learn. The people who are just natural intellectuals, they're going to fact check stuff. They hear stuff they've never heard before. They're going to want to look into it.
So
That's just
I ain't gonna let you
that's
throw no
philosophy.
smut on my bro
The
Sabio
philosopher in them.
name.
You know what I'm saying? No, no. I shout out Sabio though, 'cause,
That's my
he come over
guy.
here and hit the open panels. He drop information though, but
But I just
he
don't think
doesn't
he
debate.
understands, right?
Yeah,
Like, I think it was Suave. Who did you debate? You debated Domo on
Yeah.
Sabi, right?
Yep.
I learned a lot about the court case. And these are things that, Sabi is a name that just bounces around out there, but you don't have the actual information. You don't know what happened with the court case. These brothers brought that to the forefront, right? And yeah, I learned some things. People do learn from debates. You know what I mean? A part of it is appealing to the crowd. And if you can't appeal to the crowd, if you looking down on the crowd, then fam, like, we don't respect you. That's why I think, and I hate giving this nigga his flowers. That's my man. But that's why I think Taz has a different respect in the debate space because he's viewed as just a regular B1 nigga. He ain't leading with, I worked for Top Dog Law. I got 3 doctorates. You know what I mean? No, I just read and I got an opinion. Just like me. Niggas read and got an opinion. So at some point, when these conversations are had that I don't respect your opinion, you're not talking to me about finance. You talking to the chat. You know what I
See,
mean? You can't.
but Washit Willie, we have to understand there's a difference between a criticism and a critique. A criticism is something
There
that
you
does
go.
not
No,
have
I
to have
don't.
any
I just need
backing.
to know how to debate. You need to know the
Right,
difference between the criticism and the critique. I don't need to know
right,
that shit unless I'm
right,
debating that shit today. Then I'm gonna
right.
Google it
But
and
but
line
brethren,
your
look.
ass up with
I'm
your
I'm
overeducated
But
ass.
brethren, look. All
no,
I
no,
was
no.
giving
Hold
him.
on. I'm with you, Swab. But a critique is something that is academic and it has to be backed up by
But
something. I could criticize
brethren,
you all day.
no,
It's
a
not the same
critique.
thing.
Hold on, hold on. A critique doesn't only have to be academic. It
But it
can
has to
be
be backed
about
up
your.
by something.
Hold on, hear what I'm saying. It can be about your performance. I can critique your performance. I can critique your presentation, right? Like with the presentation, it's not always about the academics. It's about how you present the information and how people, if you got a million words on the screen that nobody's gonna read, that might not hit as well as if you have a few bullet points that now I'm stuck on that bullet point for the rest of the debate. But the point I want to make is what I was giving Leandre, because I think he still view me as an op, because we went at it over the tariffs, right? But what I was giving him was honest, just a critique. I don't want to hear 7 minutes of your resume, right? And then when You say Ruben is dumb and he owns a gun, but that's my brother. I'm more like him than I'm not like him. So are you saying I'm dumb? Right? And then what Ruben did, he just got right to the topic. And I disagreed with Ruben on the topic, but I felt like he argued it better. I was damn near ready to make a sign and go to Minneapolis. Right? Hey, I hope Taz ain't still here. He gonna crash out on me over that.
I'm with you, but you're still saying that a critique has to be based on something other than just your opinion. I can criticize you, and that's technically not the same thing as a critique. I can give you my opinion. It could be informed or uninformed. That's what we need to understand.
A
There's
critique
different
is
levels
simply
to
an
it.
opinion.
Right, but a
So what
critique
I'm
should be
saying is, right, I
but
could be
more an
sitting in the
informed
crowd.
opinion than just I don't like you.
But
You
hear what
have
I'm
to put.
saying though. I could be sitting in the crowd and be completely dumb, Forrest Gump, right? But I am able to give you a level of critique on how the crowd is
Forrest Gump was
receiving your
not
argument.
completely dumb. That was a horrible example, brother. Apologize. Apologize, Forrest Gump. That
Hey, yo,
was
chill out, Suave. I'm
yeah.
B1,
Oh,
nigga.
my David. Um,
Well,
then that was
Like,
the point that you know.
While Forrest Gump was not intelligent, he had a lot of wisdom to offer the world in his own way.
that's the point I'm making,
And the
right?
most and the most intelligent human being you're gonna find is a 5-year-old child who asks you, "What is God?" and you can't answer your 5-year-old. But you're
So
talking
now
about
you're going against your own argument, though. Your argument was almost you have to have a certain academic pedigree to be able to critique. I'm
and I
saying,
and I do maintain that critique is really an academic term. But I'm
and I
saying,
respect that to a
but
degree,
I'm
but
but
I'm
I'm
saying when
saying
you
when it
making
comes,
an argument, hold on real quick. I'm saying when you making an argument to an audience, yeah, it would behoove you, right? Yeah, I read some dictionary words. It would behoove you to respect the honest critique from the crowd.
I'm with you. And I understand what you're saying. But me talking about a child, children are the most naturally, like emotionally and intellectually pure beings you're ever gonna meet. They ask questions because they want to know. They really have no preconceived notions. They really genuinely don't know.
Right?
So when they ask you the question, you start to get confused because you don't know how to answer it. Whereas you could talk to a grown man all day and talk about God, but when your 5-year-old asks you that, you just get stuck because they start to ask you questions that you started. And children make you think. Children affect you differently because your child is your child and you have to think, and it takes you to a different space. And
I
they're
agree.
just pure beings who just don't know. They really don't know. They really don't understand anything. They just ask me because they want to know, and they make you feel so stupid as a grown man sometimes.
And
Children,
and
a
many
child will break you
times,
down like
right,
a
the
man.
audience is coming from, I don't want to say it like that, but like a child's perspective on some of these topics, right? Like the audience isn't always well versed on the topic. That
That's fair.
doesn't mean
That's fair.
good.
Because when it comes to certain topics that I hear on these platforms, I'm very much not versed. I'm very much not versed. I really am not versed with genetics and a lot of other things about.
Oh, that's what you got to
It's just
learn
not
from
my.
Blue.
It's just not my interest.
I call him haplogroup Blue.
I
I'm
really
gonna
am
let
not a
Blue
genetics
take
guy.
over.
I really am not a genetics guy. I just read and sort of summarize when it comes to genetics. But there's a lot involved in that you have to know. And unfortunately, sometimes I'm just coming from the perspective that I just want to show blackness. And maybe that's not good all the time to just want to show blackness. Maybe I have to get a little deeper into it than just that. But it's just I think it's just not my thing.
You know what it is for
Maybe Blue
me?
can help me
Like,
out. I don't know.
you know what it is for me? Like, I have a real high level of respect, right? For brothers like myself that put the work in, do the research to have an opinion they can present in a concise manner. I have a respect for 99% of the debate community except for my man Zion. He a crash out. He got to come to the crash out debate league, right? But, you know, in doing that, one of the places where I found myself being in the audiences for me, I know it's people in my industry, right, that don't know shit. just because you're in that industry doesn't mean you're in the know, right? It doesn't mean you can out argue someone or present something that'll change my mind. You know what I mean? And yeah, that was just honest. That was just honestly a critique that I gave him from watching the first debate of him that I watched, and the response to it was crazy. You know what I mean? I don't always get that. Like, I can critique Blue on a certain level, and Blue gonna hit the blunt and say, yeah, I probably should have went that way. But what I was trying to say was, right, it's not, oh, I don't respect you. You don't have the authority to have this conversation. In my opinion, that loses more supporters than it gains.
See, I'm with you, but I'm one who has been fortunate to meet a lot of people in the space who are very helpful and really genuinely want to see you win. And generally, you'll meet people like that if you're looking for that. It's not all about the confusion. You meet good people and you make friendships and you have brothers. A lot of people don't have brothers. They don't have friends. They don't have no OGs to teach them the right thing to do. They go into a back chat and they want to argue. They don't
Yeah,
sit down and actually talk to your brother and say, I'm doing a presentation. Give me pointers. I have that where I can say, give me pointers. I'm doing a presentation. Send me 2 books.
that's
Send,
valid.
send me a couple slides. And we need to recognize that more. You don't have to be adversarial all the time. You can ask
Cause
for help. And when you ask for help, you come out looking better. We don't know everything. And a lot of brothers don't want to do that. They want to
now that's
argue
valid
based on
because
a shitty viewpoint that has
that's
no
valid.
validity nowhere.
I think one thing Blue would agree with me on, right? Like across the street, like after they do the recaps of the debates and all of that, like we do have enough respect for each other. Well, no, don't nobody pay Wall Street no mind, but I'm saying like when people give opinions, it's respected because we all have that respect for each other. When you making an argument from the space of I know more than you, like my crash out next word is you're a paralegal. Like how many niggas got convicted when you came in there with that bad suit, right? I'm gonna crash out because it really means nothing to me. I mean, your pedigree doesn't always determine your level of understanding of a topic.
Right. But that's what makes you you. And that is why people respect you because you are being you. That's not a fake persona. That is who you really are. If they meet you tomorrow, standing on a corner or in a store, anywhere, that is who you're going to be. A
We
lot of
can
people
have the
don't have that
conversation.
integrity.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that integrity. They want to be an internet gangster, but when you run into them in real life, they don't hold that energy because that's not
That's
who they are.
that's why Suave punk ass hold me down, right? That's why Blue, when Blue checked me, I'll listen. All right, Blue, maybe I was bugging. You know what I mean? It's a mutual respect. And if that respect isn't there, I can't really be on your side. Like at a certain point, no matter how well you argue your argument, I'm just not rocking with you. And there is that element to debate. Like it's almost like battle rap. You got to get the crowd.
You're right. But you see, you have probably found some brothers online, or maybe you knew them in person, whatever, who are going to guide you. A lot of people don't have that. They're not looking for that. They want to be right. They want to be famous. And therein lies the problem. That's not going to get them anywhere in real life. Nobody
That's
likes them.
valid.
But it's
Nobody
true.
likes them.
That's valid.
I'll say people have issues with me, but at least I'm being me. I don't have to come on here and pretend to be something that I'm not because that has no value in real life. You got to get off here. Your wife gonna cuss you. Your children gonna cuss you. The dog pissing all over the place. There's people who don't have that type of life. They don't know nothing about that. They go home to nothing other than a YouTube screen. You are not like that. You have a real life outside of YouTube. You got real stuff going on. A lot of people don't have that. They don't have nobody who like them. Nobody likes them in real life. You
But
understand?
at a certain point, though, what is it about? It's about like for the debaters I respect, who I know do this from an honest place, right? It is about elevating the level of knowledge of the people, right? Like my guys know I'm Googling everything. You know what I mean? Wall Street Willie is always the dumbest one in the room. But I got Chat GPT now, so I'm about to join some of these debate leagues. But that's neither here nor there, right? But I respect my guys enough that when they're making their argument, I'm Googling and I'm, keeping up. And I do learn from a lot of these debates. You know what I mean? So shout out to the bros.
See, but you see, I can tell that I'm sure you have a library at home. You actually read books, correct?
I
I'm
got a
sure that you
handful.
do.
I'm still trying to get through The Betrayal of the Negro by
Right,
Rayford. Yeah, I'm all right. I
right,
got a couple books. I ain't gonna
right.
act
But
like
you, right, but you know when people read and when people don't read, when people are Chat GPT and they're living their lives out of them, because you know how Chat GPT and Google sound, especially when you read outside of that, you know how it sounds. So you know people are trying to flim flam you with Chat GPT information. People will come on and argue with you on a topic and then tell you beforehand, I don't know nothing about the topic, and then tell you that they want to argue. How can you do that when you just told me you didn't know nothing about the topic and you don't care
but
about the topic? Then
look,
how
bro,
can
you
you
know
win an
why I don't
argument that way?
dismiss AI, right? Because at the end of the day, if you know what you're doing with AI, you can get the source. So now I can pull that book and I may only need to read like the one chapter that AI pointed out, right? And I can get the rest of the information, right? So I don't dismiss AI. I see it as a tool.
I agree with you, but you know
Real
how
quick,
many times
gentlemen.
you
Real quick, Jose. We got a special guest to the panel. Shout out TJ James. Speaking
Oh
of people with
God.
credentials to their name, how you feeling today,
Y'all,
sis?
I'm out of here, A1. I'm out of
Oh
here.
yeah, I know you are. I know you are. I know you are
Don't
because I came
run.
here.
Don't run, Wall Street.
I came here
Peace,
just for you,
sis.
Wall Street Willie.
Oh
Mm-mm.
God. What I
Yeah, I
do?
sure did. Because I'm sitting here listening to this conversation, and you are the first one to brag about your finances, and that's
Chill out.
cool.
Chill out.
No, 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 no. Because how? Nope. You'll do the same thing to somebody in a conversation. I have a degree in finance. I'm in the finance. I'm in all of these things. I drive foreigns. You broke bum bitches, all kinds of stuff. But now I'm
But
hearing you. No, like, I'm just trying to figure out like
TJ, you
how
know
you
me.
telling somebody. I know. That's why I'm sitting here. Like when you are on the debate side, you're awesome. I love you. I love you even when you on your shit. But I love you
You
even
love me
more when
regardless.
you
I love you
I
more.
just said that. Come on. I admitted it. I admitted it. Not the applause. But what I'm saying is to hear you downplay somebody else when you do the same thing was kind of wild to me. Because you're
My
proud of your accomplishments and accolades, as everybody should be.
That's correct. But my
Wow.
but my critique was simply this, right? You know me, right? So yeah, I'ma simply tell you, you can't tell me nothing. My money up. I got a driveway full of foreigns. So back to the topic, right? I'm not gonna spend
But how do you
7
know that he
minutes.
doesn't have the same thing?
That wasn't the critique. The critique was when I watched that debate with him and Ruben.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that was a level of lack of decorum, right? Like he's shooting shots at him, and it was a roasting element to it. Like, yo, you dumb, and you just own a gun, and you got gold teeth, right? I get it, but spending half your premise round talking about that for me as an observer, unless somebody loses the debate on the other
Mm-hmm.
side, they always gonna have the advantage if they get to the information. That was
That's
my
cool,
only
but you
point.
came up here and did the exact same thing that you're complaining that he's
Nah,
done.
Leandre crashed out when I gave him some earnest.
And our first encounter, you crashed out.
I did. I did. Hey, yo, don't be coming up here airing out my business. This ain't about me. All right?
Nah, I'm listening to you, but you have done and do the same thing.
Hey, yo, A1 drop her, man. Put her in the back. I'm his
Shout out
CT.
TJ with the
Hey, baby, I admin both Titan
intellectual
chats. I admin both
bird's
Titan
eye
chats.
view.
I'm
'Cause,
in chaotic truth mode. Hey, yo, drop her. Put her in the back.
I'm gonna
mm,
drop a bomb for the amazing bird's eye
well,
view.
anyway, it's Ramadan. I gotta finish cooking before prayer, but I'm gonna be listening again.
Yeah, and get them underwear behind the bathroom door and wash them. Leave that
Baby, my
man
house is
alone.
clean.
Salute to the big homie.
Peace.
Go in there and
Appreciate
cook
Right.
dinner.
Leave that
appreciate
man alone.
Here you go.
appreciate you.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good night. That was the
That's my
wonderful
sis,
TJ
yo.
James pulling up again. Drop a bomb for her.
That's my sis.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna take my leave. You guys have a blessed day, right?
My youth, where you
all
going,
right,
brethren?
May I forgo my brother?
You mean where you
Babylon
going?
for dead.
ECOTK up here.
Uh,
ECOTK
Babylon
up
for
here.
dead, brethren. We need you,
yeah,
Yeah,
family.
our
Babylon really
Spanish
Africa
French
in it.
brother gone.
Yeah. Later, my
Yeah,
brothers.
our Spanish French brother running, man, Wall Street.
I'm neither one of those.
ECOTK up here. You know what I'm saying? Open the
I'm as
knowledge.
black.
ECV up
Not
here.
the
I'm as black and
homie.
I'm as black and
Yeah.
as American as you are. I just live in the Caribbean.
Nah.
Family.
Your
Mini
complexion don't
says
mean you
family.
am who I am, bro. It bloodlines mean who you are, who I am, not your
Here
complexion,
you
my brother.
go,
Well, I'm not an
TK.
No.
apple, so no, I'm not.
Hey,
I'm an
Wall
apple.
Here you
Street, you know
go,
I'm
TK.
surgical now, Wall Street. Come on, Wall Street, you know I'm your favorite Indian, dog. Quit playing. Quit
All right,
fucking
brothers, I'm going.
playing,
All right,
man.
I'll see you guys later.
Peace, family.
Yeah. Wall Street, you already know that.
Come on.
Real quick, let's go to a word
Word.
from our sponsors.
This Saturday, March 14th, the Battle of Truth, the clash of intellects, Leandre McBride versus Elder Yara. Can Elder Yara, the seasoned veteran with decades of debate experience, prove he's an Israelite using only scripture? Or will Leandre, the brilliant PhD scholar, dismantle his claim with razor-sharp logic and scholarly precision? It's a high-stakes debate where faith meets knowledge and history is on the line. Two giants, one question. Can Elder Yara prove his Israelite identity through the word? This is a battle you don't want to miss. Tune in to Titans Debate League and witness the ultimate war of words. Who's got the facts? Who will leave the other in the dust? The countdown to the debate begins now. Coliseum of arguments. Only the brave speak here. Are you not entertained? Into the arena, only on the Coliseum of Arguments, hosted by Titans Debate League. It's the clash of cosmic proportions. In one corner, the smooth strategist, the verbal tactician, the man who bends rhythm into reason, Suave Boss. And in the opposing corner, the architect of quantumoliism, the philosopher of the infinite, the mind that dares to question reality itself, quantum truth. The question shaking the pillars of existence. Does Mother Nature need Father Time to exist? Is nature eternal? Is time the necessary foundation of all things? Or are we witnessing the collapse of a cosmic illusion? Two titans, one stage, no escape from logic. Saturday, March 8th, only in the Coliseum of Arguments. Enter the arena and witness eternity on trial.
Damn, that's a crazy premise. What's your side of it, Suave? What's Suave?
Man,
The
no,
affirmative or the negative?
no, Father Time, dusty ass ain't needed. Father Time better get his malicious hands off of Mother Nature trying to pervert this relationship, man. Nah, man. Mother Nature definitely don't need Father Time, man.
It's one of my favorite crash outs, A1. It's one of my favorite crash outs.
That's a fact, man. What's good, Scar? What's good?
Hey,
Shout out to everybody
man,
in the
peace
chat,
to
man.
Suave Boss, man. My favorite type, man. Damn, peace to y'all brothers on the panel, man. All love. A1. You know, I already know, man. Big ups to you, dog, for this Titan debate leading the panel. Humble Mystic, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to him, man. Suave Boss, my favorite Titan. You know what I mean? And Lord Banu, you just came off a debate the other day. You know what I mean? Them boys was going in so much on bruh till I ain't even get to ask you no questions, but congratulations to your debate too the other day, bro.
Oh, Banu in here?
Appreciate you. Peace, God. Yeah, I'm here.
My God, too.
How you feeling today?
I'm chilling, man. Just got finished eating some salad wraps.
Sorry to hear that.
Break it down.
That nigga fucking Suave is retarded, man.
Chill out.
It was made some cashew cheese with some red pepper hummus. This was banging.
That's good, guys.
Hey, y'all, I hope none of the Pan-Africans is listening, but yeah, OTK, you might be my favorite Abo, but don't ever repeat that. Don't tell nobody.
My favorite ever. Yeah.
That's out of respect, man. That's only because you respect what I bring, bro. Like I
That's
just don't be
crazy,
talking.
man.
Like I can back up what I say now. You know what I'm saying? I always can pull up something to back up what I say. If not, I'm not gonna even say it, bro. Unless we just dealing with logic in a logical situation, then logos or whatever. What the brother was trying to explain earlier with logos and ethnos and all of that shit there, man. But yeah, then it's different. Then you know what I mean. But yeah, bro. Yeah, I
Man, ask
appreciate that,
DeAndre
Willie.
why he ran from Blue, man. Fuck all the bullshit.
I
Niggas don't
don't
want no
know,
smoke with
man.
Haplogroup Blue. I gave him that name. That's my man Haplogroup Blue. Word.
We were just talking about
Hey, Wall
haplogroup, man.
Street,
That's
is
all the fuck.
haplogroups made up, bro? Wall Street?
Nah, they're a valid, categorization. They're,
As base as they valid to what? Science
yeah,
or,
genetics
or
and history.
so you saying haplogroups trace genetics?
Ayo, Blue, talk to him. I ain't
Be
qualified.
careful, Wall Street.
I
Be
ain't
careful,
qualified.
Wall Street.
Ayo, Blue, handle that. Blue, one of my top
Uh,
shooters.
oh, okay, bet.
What you say?
I mean, I do
What
believe
happened?
there's value in genetics. And I do believe when the studies are done right, you can connect genetics to history.
Somebody want to
Genetics is
smoke on what part?
yeah. What happened?
Oh, yeah, I'm falling back. My
I thought
shooter
I heard my name.
crash out, Blue. Crash out.
No, that was Wall Street, man. I asked him a question about haplogroups. I asked him, was haplogroups like made up? What would you say, Blue?
And what I
Because
said,
he called your name, bro.
Yeah,
I said, go to the source.
in
Right.
my
You say go to
personal
the
opinion, yes.
Okay,
In my
bet.
personal opinion, but
Bet.
but I use it like as far as
I
if I
respect
was
that.
to argue to
Mm-hmm.
debate it, I would use the evidence. But do I
Okay. Okay.
believe the evidence? Not necessarily. It's some funny shit going on.
Okay. Okay. And I respect that, bro. And you know what? And I respect that because science has always proven itself. So that's why you can believe some of it, and then you always got that leave that room for speculation. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I
Right, right.
respect that, bro. I
Yeah,
respect it.
and it's like I said, I seen shit that's just blatantly like blatantly racist.
All right, I see you, sis.
Like, you know what I mean? It ain't
Right,
even no
right,
question. This
right,
shit is racist. You know what I mean? But if
right.
you ask other people, they'll be like, no, no, it's just what the science is. Like, nah, bro, that like no different than how they had cold words for a nigga when they be like, uh, what they'll say, like, we cleaning up crime and shit. It's no different. They do that same
Right.
shit in science.
Okay, okay, okay. I feel that, man. Hey, bro, I love your explanation on that shit, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Nah, don't try to rock with my shooter now.
Nah, man, but he was being honest.
Hey,
See, Wall
Blue.
Street, because you mess with them trans Africans so much, Wall Street,
Yo,
you would have tiptoed through the tulips like a motherfucker, bro. Straight up.
You started trying. And my girl
You
said,
would have done, you would
I
have
said
done to
trans
answer
Africa.
that all
My
day.
bad.
You see how he tried to
My bad,
crash out
1,005.
Suave? Trans African.
Yeah,
You
My
see?
no.
bad.
You see?
But what's good, though?
yeah.
Man, I ain't hollering at you
1,005,
in a
man.
minute, guy.
Yeah. Hey, Lord Banu. Hey, you had brought up something inside your debate, bro. I had the question ready at the moment, but I can't remember. But I know what it was on. You were saying something about woman about like their attitude or something like that. That kind of controls like the child from with the childbirth or something like that. I don't want to misunderstood what you said, but you was going in on that when you was giving like the statistics part of it.
About women's
He
attitude,
don't
controlling
remember
them.
that shit. He was
Oh,
reading.
okay, yeah, he was
Yo,
reading off of
Suave,
something.
chill out.
Yes.
I don't think I said his attitude controlling the pregnancy or the birth of the child. I did say something about it was a fluid that was surrounding the egg that rejected or accepted the sperm and chose which sperm it wanted to take. And then I said something about as within, so without, how women control women pick who they want to have sex with the same way the egg chooses which sperm it wants to allow to enter it. So I remember something along those lines, but
which was a slippery slope. Got really grapey after that, but yeah, but you hear how he sound trying to explain that shit now that he's no saying in front of him. That motherfucker falling apart. It was a circle. The circle hit the square. And it flew
I don't know what he talking about. What you talking about, man? He just asked me something, man, random.
He asked you about your debate that you just did that you supposed to.
You want me to spit it back verbatim, the whole debate?
No, but at least make sense.
I did make sense. Man.
You said the circle hit the square.
She gon' run away when it gets.
Hey, one of the rudest niggas on.
Hey, yo, Banu,
She's a runner, she's a track star.
You know, we'll make an argument before. You got to give one man haplogroup blue. Like, y'all gonna have me going crazy Googling. Word.
Haplogroup blue.
But yo, all jokes aside, man, I do give all of y'all flowers, even Leandre. Like, my respect for the work y'all put in is the only reason
I'm gonna be real though, Willie. I really went there, bro, because I really was trolling niggas.
You disrespectful as hell.
The reason I'm gonna be real though, Will. The reason why I really was going into that haplogroup shit like that is I'm really trolling niggas to see if they gonna be consistent on shit. And niggas just don't be fucking consistent, bro.
I get it.
Like if it was a Hebrew having a conversation, it'd be go and read this and read that. But now I'm having a conversation, and now I see how niggas do. Like it's weird. It's like, bro, ain't no fucking Hebrew. I don't give a damn about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But niggas don't want to be honest. Like you can't even give a little bit because you afraid you might be wrong the whole way. Like goddamn. So you rather lie? Yeah. Niggas would rather lie. Nigga just told me the other day that all the elements was made on Earth. He fighting like we don't know that for sure now. Just because I'm saying that we aliens, he know my premise is that we aliens. Now the niggas start making shit up. Now water could have possibly been here already. That's how niggas do, man. Niggas like to lie.
It's okay.
Nah, you definitely my favorite pseudo, Blue. No lie. Like Lance is a close number 2, but you my favorite pseudo. Word.
If you get it right, they gonna try to steal your shit.
But I do want to give y'all flowers, man. Like, only reason I ain't joined none of the debate leagues and just crash out is because I do have a respect for the level of work that, you know, my guys, the ones I respect, put in, man. Shout out to Suave. Shout out to Leandre. You know what I mean? Like, my man Haplogroup Blue. Like, I respect the work y'all put in. I definitely enjoy hearing y'all debates. And yes, I do learn some shit. Even if a nigga give me something pseudo, I've at least Googled enough to have learned something. You know what I mean?
You want our first debate over here on the Debate Coliseum?
AOTK, man. None of y'all want that smoke with me. I gave y'all the opportunity to debate the
Come on,
doors.
no, don't say none of y'all. Don't say none of y'all, bro. You know I don't run from it. I run to it, bro. Stop.
That's
That's why I'm your favorite.
You know your man. What's your man name to be
Who was
trying
that
to
said
chase
Suave
me
was
down?
their favorite?
I'm saying I don't care. I said Suave was my favorite. That was me. That was me. That was me.
If I beat him in the debate knowledge, you gonna fuck with me.
Who is that?
Hey, Banu, and answer
saying
your
that real
question,
quick?
that's everybody.
I'm on my phone, man. I'm on my phone. Hold up,
Everybody
Wall
what?
Street. I'm on my phone, man, and I can't see who icon line up and talking. Who is that talking right
This
now?
is
My
part
bad.
of truth. The one that
Let's
got
see if they beat
debate with
Suave
Suave.
up.
The one that
You
got
said
the debate with
everybody
Suave
what, son?
Sunday.
Oh, you beat Suave? Would you be my favorite Titan?
Yeah.
Say it ain't
No,
so.
I guess we're
listen,
super.
I didn't
I
say
guess we're
Suave was my
superhero.
favorite debater. Hold on, bro. I didn't say Suave was my favorite debater. I said he was my favorite Titan.
I got you.
And he's the Titan of the debate league. So I don't even. I guess you mean something for him to even give you a date. You know what I mean? So I guess he just want more notches on his belt or something.
Now,
But
now
Yeah,
you
man.
know what I
OTK,
mean?
OTK,
Hey,
watch
one
this,
fault, man.
OTK.
Hey, one keep lining up
What?
these
But
weirdos.
nah,
Watch this, OTK. Right? Like, I even got criticism or critique for Suave, right? Once Suave hear black, he's crashing out. He don't care how uphill the debate is. Like, Suave don't care about a premise. Once he hear black, he in, right? Like, yo, Suave, you got to be a little bit more surgical with how you pick your premises. You know, you my guy.
yeah, that come with debate. That come with debating, bro. That come with learning. God damn it, you know what I'm saying? But I see something in him.
But
You
see,
feel
when you
me?
be one, you love that shit. Like, once Suave hear black, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the debate up, down, sideways, left, right, Queens, Brooklyn. I don't care.
I went to the university. I got my master's in that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna spend the first
Where
7
your
minutes on my
credentials,
motherfucking round.
dog.
Nigga, you got your master's from the
Word.
School of Hard Knocks, nigga.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why black is my thing. Shit. You can't learn that in no university. Ain't no scholarship to black people. Ain't no tutoring.
Word. So y'all
You
ain't
gotta
from
be
the
born
School
to
of
that
Hard
shit,
Knocks.
live
Y'all
that shit,
can't
and
even
die in
talk
that
to
shit.
Squad Boss.
I will say this
Word.
though, again, though, all y'all debaters, only reason I ain't
Yeah.
join none of the debate competitions is out of my respect for y'all. Like, I respect the work y'all put in. You know what I mean? So y'all got something good, man. Keep doing what y'all doing, and there's a lot of people out here who really appreciate y'all
That
work. No
sounds like
bullshit.
another way of copping out, bro. I swear that sounds like another way of copping out.
Oh,
You
now you
know,
know I
your
crash out on
brother,
the eyeball.
boy Quantum just got through expressing fallacies.
You know I
So
crash
now
out on the
you
eyeball
also
all
got
day.
bow down fallacies. No, you also got bow down
Now
fallacies.
down, fellas.
Black people
Hey,
here
Blue, how
before
many debates you got
1492.
lined up? You got
The
any open?
concept of race not being documented before the
You see him bow
1700s.
down fallacies right now.
The Dawes Act. You know I crash out on the eyeball, OTK. Chill out, man. We having a good time.
Don't tell the app.
Well, thank you, though, Wall
Hey.
Street, man, for that YouTube knowledge, man. I'm gonna try to be good while I'm up on here, man. Give y'all some good debate, some action. I'm definitely going for heads. I'm not taking nothing off of them, and you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
Suave gonna have to get a little bit rough in this debate. You can't be walking around here talking about you Suave when you getting in this debate ring. I'm here to put something in your head.
Hey, yo, who he talking to, Suave? Like, I'm cool with homie. I like him. Who he talking to, though? Who the nigga talking to, Suave?
Nah, that's cool, God, man. We gonna show him on the 8th, man. He got a few more days of this delusion, and then y'all won't hear from him again.
No disrespect. Yeah, Wall Street. I'm talking to your mans. No disrespect.
Hey, Wall Street,
Your
crazy.
You gonna change the name?
Hey, this gonna be
everything.
a good one. Yeah, this gonna be a good one. This gonna be a good one.
Yeah, man, he leaving out half of the distance. He's trying to talk about Father Time like he got some hands. I ain't saying that it's poetry. Nature is structure and matter and constraint, and time is sequence and change. I don't know what he's talking about when he's trying to personify it and do all that. I'm gonna make sure he know who Father Time is. The Father. I'm gonna make sure he has the right idea. See, that idea that he got is the wrong idea about what I'm saying.
Time is sequence and change of what?
Sure. you gonna know exactly who Father Time and Mother Nature is. You ain't gonna have them offset ideas that you have, but like they got grubby, ashy hands like you got. They don't have any. You got the answer to this.
Only in the Coliseum. I'm on my Don King shit. Only
Time is a sequence and change of what? Time is a sequence and change of what?
Nature. I told you that. You can't beat it. I will prove it to you.
Hold up.
Let me put my sonetta voice on. Uh-oh.
Am I reading this now?
COTK, you got
And
Apple
just for the
Wi-Fi.
crowd, and just for the crowd, what is nature?
She's a runner, she's a track star.
And what is nature?
Right. What? She's a runner. Nature is the condition that makes form and structure and constraint and pattern possible at all.
On Earth.
Hey.
Okay.
Not a person. I don't know what Mother Nature you got in your head. They done gave you the wrong idea about who the supreme mother
Man, what is Mother Nature, man? Ain't nobody trying to ask you that, man.
I just told you what it is. And if you don't know, your argument is gonna be I'm telling you, I'm gonna chew you up and spit you out.
Understood.
Damn, y'all.
Suave, who you talking to, bro?
Understood. Yeah, he
Goddamn
moved.
cardinal just flew through my door in my house. I got a fucking cardinal bird in my
Somebody fronting him a little work. He done lost his mind out here.
This might be one of the fights of the century. I'm gonna get hot wings for this debate.
Oh man, come
It's
on,
gonna
man.
be good.
Hot wings and Henny. I'm outside.
Whatever y'all get, I hope y'all get this information that I'm trying to give you too, because my information ain't just it's actually information that's gonna work.
Oh, I'm gonna be Googling, brother.
Because,
I'm gonna be in the clouds
Hey, listen
Googling.
though. Hey, check this out, Wall Street, right? When Quantum was doing his bill today, his presentation today, right? I was like, well, damn, this thing the brother talking about, this sounds like some of the things that they teach us in debate class. So I was like, well, damn, but then he finally admitted it. He was like, yeah, I showed this because I'm trying to get people on the mind frame that I am on and in the kind of debate that I do. Man, you was kind of trying to sway the audience, man, with that. Nah, I ain't lying, Quantum. That's that. Yeah. Hey, am I lying, bro, or am I lying?
Well, I don't know which audience you're talking about. If you're talking about debaters, I was just trying to give people who debated who probably haven't took those classes and know about fallacies that they need to look for, or to know that when they form an argument, they might have a fallacy, so they need to make sure they form a
foundation for what we walking into.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. I would just. That's just something I think people.
That's a good question, Wall Street. Go ahead, Wall Street. That's a good question.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead,
saying
Wall Street. Ask that question
sound
again.
like that's what he was laying down, like a foundation of what you could expect from the argument. I respect that. I hate niggas that get on panels and run like they gotta keep secrets about their debate. Like, nah, if you stand on the information, like, yeah, I'm gonna crash out on you now, tomorrow, yesterday, and forevermore.
Yo, don't science say that time and space don't exist outside of us?
I'm not sure. I'm sure. I'm sure that's probably. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Wall Street.
Yo, Banu might be my new favorite pseudo. But that's all.
No, I'm sure it is some points of view that do say that, Banu. You know, in this reality, everybody got different perceptions of what they see. One thing we do know that though, out of all of those, there's one truth. Somebody is right. Somebody got the most logical explanation for existence. Some people was mad because at one point in time it was a man's world, and so they worship God as a man. Now they want to give it all to the mother and take the man away. You can't do it. I will continue.
But see, bro, it's a caveat to that, right? Because I deal with science as the primary source, right? Like I deal with I deal with what's tangible, what can be proven, right?
Go that way.
Now understand though,
Yep.
I
Yep.
am a believer in a higher power, right? Like I do believe there is something that is determining this whole setup, right? But I'm not a religious dude. You know what I mean? I don't get into the Hebrew doctrine and the Torah and all that. You know what I mean? So I just like to deal with where the rubber meets the road. Like, where do the conversations that really affect our lives meet with the arguments? That's why I just want to see y'all updated a little bit more. Like, even if you're going to deal with religion, deal with it from a premise of the effects it's had on us and how we should move forward or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, Wall Street, the way you talking, that's exactly what my philosophy does. It's more so once we get it all in there, my whole argument is out there, and you see, it's the benefits of what we can do when we understand the mechanics of existence.
I like that.
We won't have to worry about when we praying, who we praying to, who got the most favor with God, who going to hell. People telling me I'm going to hell. They doing worse than me. I got to worry about if my daughter happened to go on a stealing spree for a couple of weeks and somebody rape her and kill her before she apologized, but they get to go to the pen and apologize and go to heaven. Those type of things that we have to think about.
Because look, bro, I believe Harry Potter was a black man, right? And Hogwarts was a black land, right? But I don't want to just have a million conversations about that because it doesn't transition into power where we at now. You hear what I'm saying, OTK, man? Harry Potter was a black man. I'll debate anybody on that.
His name was Harold Potter.
Shit. Oh, shit. Well, hey, so Quantum, let me ask you this. Can philosophy be subjective?
Oh, in the world today, yeah, philosophy can definitely be subjective. It's gonna always be
all right
people's
then.
perspective.
All right then.
Now,
so now, if you show us a documentary or a format, you show us a format of how a debate should be. It also said that you can be basing your argument on the truth, but yet somebody can come up with a fallacy to combat that truth. Or your argument can be based on the false, which can be a fallacy, and then now somebody can combat against that, but yet you can argue against it, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly what your argument has to do. My bad.
Okay.
That's exactly what your argument has to do. Your argument has to be able to be critiqued or to be challenged. Somebody has to be able to challenge yours so you can prove why your point of view makes more logical sense, or whatever kind of argument you got. Me, I have a transcendental argument about the necessities of existence that will end up being the supremacies of existence. That's time and nature. And then it goes through a whole thing. Like I said, I got an epistemology, ontology, and everything that you need for a whole philosophy. So it's
and
like
real quick, let's go to a word from our sponsors tonight. We have the results show for the debate everybody's been talking about. If you haven't caught it, you better get your butt over here and watch it.
Peace to my Nagas.
The Titans Debate League, presented by Coliseum of Arguments, where ideas don't just clash, they collide. In one corner, sharp as a blade and twice as deadly on the mic, the verbal assassin, Leandre Slim Reaper McBride, a master of logic, a hunter of weak arguments, and he's coming to carve this case wide open. And in the opposing corner, crowned in confidence, swinging with conviction, the fearless fire starter himself, King Naga. He doesn't back down, he doesn't fold, and he's ready to defend his stance at all costs. The question shaking the arena, was the killing of Alex Pretty justified? Morality versus law, emotion versus evidence, justice or just revenge? No scripts, no safety nets, just unfiltered debate warfare. This isn't a conversation, it's a showdown. Coliseum of Arguments, where only the strongest arguments survive. Are you not entertained?
Yes. We have that coming up shortly. Back to you, gentlemen.
I got my money on King Naga. And I totally disagreed with his argument, but he just continuously like dealt with the information. It wasn't about his resume. And that, won the debate for me.
Yeah, he debated his second and third round. That was so flawless. The first round, he was kind of his little 3-minute entrance. I didn't think he was gonna have nothing, but then when he came in that third round,
it cooked. It was the second round. He cooked. Yeah.
What's up with the other dude, bro? He don't want no capitalism smoke.
Well, Quantum.
Yeah.
The other dude who was the lawyer and all the other stuff.
Nah, he ain't here yet. He gonna pop back out.
Yeah,
Quantum not here?
back in about 15 minutes. Quantum's still here.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Now, I wanted to ask you, do you think everybody is experiencing the same reality?
Do I feel like everybody is no?
I mean, you can't prove it.
When you say experience, everybody don't have the same experience of this reality.
Experience is all perception.
Yeah, and everybody gonna always have their own perception. That's what creates the multiverse. Each and every individual person is a different universe, is a small fractal universe. You actually do own a universe. It's your perception. Nobody else will ever be able to see the world like Lord Banu. That's your universe that you're looking through.
So do you think it's so you saying it's a definite universe and then everybody else is just experiencing parts of that or interpreting that from their perspective?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's one absolute reality, you're saying?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
My nigga said interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that shit all coded. It's just it reveals itself, bro, as you observe it. And when you're not observing it, that shit ain't really there.
Right.
That's why.
I think
my bad. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I from my understanding, it's the same thing with time and other different phenomenon that we experience. It's only from our brain's interpretation of it, and without that, it wouldn't exist.
I mean, technically, like time, we just measuring how many times. But see, even saying that, we just measuring how many rotations we done took around the sun.
Well, that's just clock time, though. That's just a measurement of time. That's not the totality of the thing that I say when I say time. When I say time, I'm talking about all sequencing in existence.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, like you can't even like outside of us looping around the sun. What is time? Like,
there
what are
is
we?
no other metric.
Yeah, we don't. I don't even know what we're using. Like,
well, we using existence. If it exists, it's going through the same thing I'm doing. What now? The forces and the fields of that certain section or that fractal of existence might be moving different. The motions might be different. You might can experience it different. But the overall
my fault,
one thing of existence is happening right now and going to always happen right now. The reason we know it is because you can separate the past from right now. All like right now, you can separate a difference of the moments that we just talking about. It's changing right now. Every moment is a change. It's the now, but it's changing that you can say it's past now.
But how wouldn't any of that be
clocked?
clocked?
Yeah, because all like even when you talk about past, present, and future in this realm, they all exist at the same time.
Okay, exactly. That's exactly.
And they all simultaneously affect each other.
That's the time that I'm talking about right there. That's it.
But how could you define that without what you call clock time?
Because clock time is what we use to measure it. The distance between objects, how long it takes for me to get from here to there, or the distance between experience, or the difference between situations, the difference between events in our life.
Like past and present, right?
Yeah, time is the difference between. Time can be measured in plenty different ways. You see it when you say, like, if you driving, you going whoop-de-woo miles per hour. You measuring the distance between that. Now you do the same thing with events in your life. That's what we call past and present and now. Like,
is that clock time too?
No, it's a different aspect of it. Clock time. The clock time is the measurement of it.
The measurement of what?
Of that, of the change, of the sequence of the moment that passed.
Yeah, that takes time, right?
Yes.
So what part of that is not clock time, like measuring it? Like what? And then if you got to measure it in
clock time is part of time. Wait, you got it wrong. You trying to say that time is part of clock time? You got it. It's the other way around. But clock time is part of time.
Right.
Clock time is an aspect of the totality of sequencing. It's just one aspect and one way to look at the totality of ordering. That's why it counts. 1, 2, 3. It's just ordering.
But without, that's the thing, though. You can measure distance without time. But once you try to,
it don't matter.
Once you try to see how long it takes you, that's depending on the sun.
Yeah, I understood. Whether you measure it or not, though, that moment gonna be passing. You're gonna be experiencing something going from here to there. Whether you measure it or not.
Yeah, but it wouldn't necessarily be time, though.
Oh no, that's what it is. It necessarily is time, guys. We got to give it its due diligence. I don't know why y'all don't want it to be. But you have to, in existence, for existence to ever make sense, you have to, if you take away the sequencing, if you take away the change, if you take away the update function of existence, all you got is just nature doing nothing. Like, y'all know this. I don't know. But this is what I'm saying.
Well, from my understanding, right, time and space, right? Space would be the piano. The piano's taking up space, right? And time would be like a song that you play on the piano. How could any of that exist without you to experience it?
Did you just ask how time and nature can exist without someone experiencing it?
Time specifically.
Can nature? Go ahead. No, I can't answer your question with a question. There is no way that nature can exist without anything updating or change. The update is the change. You
say that again.
Existence is time and nature, because existence is the totality of nature changing. Time is the change that is applied to nature. Time is the flow. Nature is the constraint. You cannot have it. This ain't like good or bad or light or dark. These are complementary. You trying to look at them like they fighting. You can't look at these are complementary. They are the preconditions of existence. You can have an existence with just time and nature, long as you know that there is time for nature to change. Anything else comes downstream. Of course, you can have time and nature without
you only
experience time without the measurement of it. Like
this stuff only exists for you to perceive it. If you're not here to perceive this, it doesn't even exist. That's the only reason why it's here.
That's what I'm saying.
You were just a universe.
It was here before I was able to perceive it.
But you've been here.
Wait, I said it was here before I was able to perceive it. Can you deny that?
But you've been okay, yeah.
Can you?
I won't deny it.
Okay, that's it. If I know for a fact, guys, listen to me. I'm not making this up. I know
Before you
for a
could
fact,
perceive it in the brain,
I
yeah.
know for a fact that existence was here before I existed. I know this.
Existence?
A fact. Time and nature. Existence is
How? You can't know that for a fact because you can't prove anything outside of your own head for a fact.
my mama and my daddy tell
That's
me all the
impossible.
time how my mama wasn't pregnant with me and then she got pregnant with me.
You can't prove anything outside of your head, though.
I
That's
can
a
prove it. My mama, my
how?
daddy.
You've
Guys,
never
don't do
seen
that.
you've
Listen, don't do
never
this to
seen
yourself.
anything
I see what
outside of your head.
I see what the problem is. Don't do this to yourself, Blue. Please.
Have you
Don't
ever
do it.
experienced the world outside of your head?
Yes.
How?
This is crazy.
My skin.
Sir,
This nigga
even if
like
your
Jesus.
skin is only relaying the information to your brain. Have
Now,
you ever experienced the world outside of your head?
Okay.
How?
Now this is okay. Now, the brain is relaying the messages to my body. My mind is relaying the messages to my brain. What's relaying the message to my mind? This is what y'all don't know that my philosophy teaches. There's an
Your mind is using the brain.
No, it's not.
The brain is a technology that your mind uses to interact with the planet.
No, your
And other
mind.
beings on the planet.
That's not the way it goes. You are a frequency called a soul. Your mind is the software, like the steering wheel of the car, like the dashboard, the lights, the brakes and stuff. That's what the mind is, and your body is the car. I'm gonna say this again. Your soul is the user. This is where all your thoughts and stuff come from. The mind is in between there as the steering wheel, so when they say the chemical reactions, that chemical reaction is residue from the actual you, the frequency of you causing your mind to send signals to your body. This is actually proven in the liver with experiments when they say that it seems that somebody makes a move before their brain actually does it. And this is why they say it's chemical reaction. But I'm telling you that chemical reaction from the actual individual frequency, that's you. And this is what
You mean before they can consciously process it. And that just means that you're able to process it. Your brain is processing things before you can consciously process
that just means your brain is
so that's why you're reacting to it.
No, that just means your brain is processing it slow. It's a lag, like when you play a video game. It's a lag because you make that decision from your
You just said that we program. Yeah, your brain is programmed to filter out information.
No, your brain is a radio that catches the signal.
A radio.
Yeah, you a frequency. The individual you is a frequency. You interact with your brain through your mind. Your brain is what sends the signals to your body after you make the choice in your individuality, the frequency that's you. These are things that y'all gonna have to learn. They don't know them right now, but this is why I have the philosophy of onlyism, and it will be in colleges soon, and we will start testing these things. I ain't telling you that these are proposed methods of finding such mechanisms, as opposed to saying, no, we can't know, and no, it just ain't. I'm not gonna do that. I went to find it, and I found it.
Hey man, you got to go to the drawing board on some of that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Can you define time?
Drawing board, bro. It's gonna fall apart in a few places. I'm telling you, y'all sharpen that suit or what? But I get you though.
How can you define time outside of the understood metric of time?
You can't.
Because when you form a philosophy, because they have this thing called philosophy. When you think that people don't know what they talking about, you go study and you see if you can't find a better answer. And that's what I did. And I can prove it through my arguments and through all of the rigorous studies that I've done, that the way that I think is more logical than the way that they've been telling you guys to think. That's what I'm saying.
I ain't mad at you, but that's an uphill battle. Like for a lot of
Hey, that's what it
conversations.
is. That's what it is. But it's a generation out there that they ain't been indoctrinated yet. And I guarantee you, when they see this before they see that other shit, they'll find the most logical explanation of existence. And this is what we're gonna roll with because we got to get better as the humankind. And if you keep believing all that other stuff, we never gonna get better until you actually give credence to what you actually see in existence. You see nature changing at all times. You get paid for the time that you give in existence. It takes time for a body to form in a so you know that, and y'all keep on trying to do that. This is why we're gonna stay.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Have you done any experiments?
Absolutely. We have an institute called the Only Divinity Institute. Don't trip, Crip. We're gonna get it.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm Benedict, I ain't Crip. I just want you to explain the what experiment did you do? I ain't. I'm just trying to figure out what you're saying.
Hey, yo, Banu set tripping.
What kind of
Crazy
experiment?
Wall Street. Don't
What
trip,
kind of
Crip.
experiment
God
did you
damn,
do?
that was crazy work.
What kind of experiments did you
My
do
bad. I didn't mean to cut
Wow.
you, Crip, man.
to see time without measurements of time, measuring time?
Nah, deal with
Man,
the
you
question.
sitting
That's
here
a valid question.
you sitting here taking your time trying to tell me that time don't exist. How is
No,
that
I'm not.
possible?
I'm
You
not
keep
telling you
using time, bro, and it's saying take your time. All of this is based around the sun.
the
These
measurements.
are the
This is
exactly that's what I'm telling you. You
yeah, the
know it
moment.
exists. You know it exists, yet you trying to find
Yeah, but how many times you go around the sun? Like, so if you on Mars, what are you doing? You gonna be
doing
going
the
by
same
how many
thing.
times the Earth is going around the sun
It
still?
don't
Is
matter
time
how
still
you
a
can
factor?
measure it. It don't matter. However you want to measure it, that makes sense to you.
Hold up, y'all.
It don't matter what
So
you
if
measure.
you, so
If
what
you
if you
want
on a
hold on,
planet that don't revolve
hold on,
around the
Blue.
sun?
Hold on, Blue. Hold on, Blue.
Hold up, y'all.
Let's just
Let
say
me
you
can
went
I
to
hey yo,
Mars right
Quantum,
now.
Quantum,
Let's just
Quantum. Let me ask you a question real
KOTK,
quick, bro.
pull
no, hold
back.
on. Let me
Quantum.
finish. Let me land my plane. Let me
Hold
land my
up.
plane real quick. Knowledge. Hold on, Knowledge.
Can
Let me land
you
my plane.
have time
Let me
without
land my plane. Knowledge. Hold on. Let me
observation?
land my
Hold
plane. Let
on,
me land my
TK.
plane.
Let him land his plane.
Let me land my
That's
plane.
And then
what
you
Blue
can
was
talk.
asking,
Listen,
OTK. Pull
listen,
back.
Blue. If you took off on a ship right now and you went to Mars, time is gonna be passing on Mars. Same time is passing for me here on Earth. However you measure it, I don't care about none of that. That great thing of time passing, the changes that you're experiencing, the ordering that you taking to even take steps, to even know where you at, to know where you came from. It's
So you're
But
not
time.
you
dealing with the
I'll deny
metric of
that.
time.
How
Because
can I?
you said
you would agree if
clock.
you on Mars, it's gonna be a different metric than Earth in terms of a year, right?
I ain't
Going
never
around that
said
sun.
that. I ain't never said that time. And I said there's different aspects of time from the beginning. I'm talking about the total.
Wait, my bad. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it again. Father Time and Mother Nature are the preconditions of existence. Not no persons, not no people. They don't have intentions. Y'all seem to keep forgetting. They are the functions that are needed for any existence to be in the first place. For anybody to do things, for any nature to do anything, it needs time. For time, for anything to change, it needs nature. Like we know this.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Absolutely.
Can you just define time from your philosophy? Just define time so I know exactly what you're talking about.
I done defined time 6 times.
I wasn't here.
Tonight.
It's a measurement.
It's the condition. It's a condition. There's measurements that you can take. Time is the condition that makes before and after even possible. It's sequence, it's update, it's change. In existence, the totality of it.
Does it take
the condition, not no measurement. I'm talking about the condition. That's why I call it Father, because it's a condition that's needed for anything to happen. That's why I call
Does
Mother
that
Nature
condition?
mother, because it's a condition
All right,
for
let's pass.
anything.
Let's pass it. Quantum Truth. Some people have some questions about it. When you're not talking to, you have an echo. Can I'm not.
Does that
When you're not
condition
talking, you have
take
an echo.
time?
You said what? I didn't hear that. Banu, you cut. You said something time.
I said, does that condition take time?
Does what condition?
Time.
You asked me if time takes time.
You said it's the condition, right? That make before and after possible. So I said, does that condition that makes before and after possible, does it take time? Like the measurement of time.
Condition. It is that condition that makes the measurements possible.
Right. So what is it though? Like, what is it?
It's time. It's time. It's the condition that makes before and after possible. It's sequence. It's update. It's change. How many times? I'm not going to answer that question anymore. If you ain't took the notes to tell you, it's time. It's Father Time. It's the condition that makes it's the condition that makes before and after possible. I'm not going to keep saying this. If you don't get what that means, you need to go start looking up words that you ain't understanding now, because I'm beginning to believe that
you're understanding the words that
so now, but hold on, when you deal with the words, right? I'm curious, what's your definition of condition? I don't really make the connection to that in time. I view time as a metric, right? Like how a foot is a foot, an hour is an hour, right?
You just redefine the word.
I look at condition as black folks in slavery in the 1800s. That was our condition, and where we are today in 2026. So if you're applying time, time is still a metric in both conditions. An hour under slavery is an hour under my beautiful life. Like the metric don't change.
Right.
So I'm just trying to understand the condition portion.
No. All right. A condition in quantum onlyism, man, is a requirement. It's something that has to be in place for something else to happen or to be true. In plain talk, if you don't understand that, the only way I can say it is a condition.
Now that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. Now it's three types of clean, different conditions in onlyism, because this is a whole philosophy. So I understand y'all. Listen, there's a thing called necessary conditions. If a necessary condition is missing, that thing can't happen. Just like oxygen is necessary for human breathing. If it ain't no oxygen, it ain't gonna be no breathing.
And see, that's why I asked the question, because I didn't expect you to give me that answer, but you dealing with condition.
Of course y'all didn't. Y'all want. I don't understand. Like,
I'm giving you your flowers, bro. Like, you dealing with condition from that definition. I understand what you're saying. Like, I get the point.
And I don't mean to sound frustrated. I just be thinking everybody already see this, man. And when they don't, it frustrates me, because I can't believe that don't. Because I don't think that I know something that don't nobody else know. This philosophy, I don't think that don't nobody else knows. For some reason, I just believe that they be trying to take stuff out and put stuff, give shit to this. When what we see actually is what like I said, I see the only logical explanation for everything is that time and nature has always been, and everything else emerges through time.
But being that this is your philosophy, do you think it's a possibility that you could be wrong?
If it's my philosophy, I have to, as a philosopher, say that there's a possibility. But can you prove it? You have to prove to me then that you have to even explain to me an existence without using any constraint or any update language. You can't.
But what you have to do, but hold on. But what you would have to do, right, is to show me time without it taking time.
Why would I have to do that? I said time exists.
I didn't say. I'm saying you said that time is not the measurement of anything. That time is the condition. So I'm asking you.
I said that's not what I said. You straw manning me. Don't do that.
You said time is the
I said
condition.
you're talking about clock. When you're talking about clock time, which is the measurements of the totality of time. It's when
He's
you're
not
breaking it
arguing.
down into increments. We're talking about two different times. You're
So I'm asking
equating clock time to the totality of ordered update. These are
So
two
I'm
different
asking you.
times. But the time that you're talking about can be found in the ordered update.
So
This
that's
is
what I'm
why this
asking
is
you.
all the time.
That's what I'm asking you to show me the time that you're talking about without it taking time, the measurement of time. If the measurement of time exists and what you're saying time is the condition, then you should be able to show me time without it taking any time at all. If it supersedes the measurements of time, or you might, or you should just come up with another word for what you're calling time.
He's not disagreeing with the metric of time.
I can't do that, Lord Badu. What you're gonna have to do is come to grips with that measurement of time that you see is just a small fraction of what time actually is. That's what you're gonna have to do, bud. Not me.
You're saying this. I'm not saying nothing. I'm asking you questions about what you're saying. Well, I gotta prove something if you the one saying something.
That ain't what I said. That ain't what I said.
Come to me.
See, you keep on
Hey, hold up, gentlemen. Suave Boss got a super chat on his channel. It says, shout out Big Boss Titan. Tighten the up. Bow. Blood over wine. Shout out Hey Goddess.
What's up, guys?
Bow.
Yeah.
Peace.
Like I said, if you can prove to me an existence without using time and nature language, then
why do I gotta prove anything? I'm asking you something about what you're saying. You said time is not a measurement.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Well, you said the time that I'm talking about is a measurement, and that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about the totality of a condition, right?
That lets the time that you're talking about even be able to happen.
Right. So what is it?
It's ordered update. It's the counting. Like when you hear when your time go.
That's what they do on the clock. They count
It's
1, 2, 3.
It's the ordered update.
I may have to jump in and maybe cast a little context on I think what Only is trying to say. You can straighten me out, Only is. I don't know, guys. If we're going to account for something that hasn't happened yet, we got to look at the negative. Numbers occur on the negative side as well, or on the imaginary side of things. That would be time reverse. And so when things happen physically, we're going to take the time takes on positive attributes and measurements and so forth. We see this in mathematics, right? There's a thing called imaginary numbers. See, the number line positive rolls into infinity as it does what? Negative, right? To break the absolute is also negative as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the mother nature aspect is considered more or less, particularly when time things hasn't happened yet, said condition hasn't occurred yet. So things exist in the feminine or subconscious in the negative, right? It sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, and I just wanted to, jump in a little bit, say hi, what up, fam? Hey, how everybody doing? What's up, A1? My dude from day one, right? And so, just chopping up with the family, but a condition. I think the family is having an issue with understanding like what is true, what is conditions really truly all about. And from my standpoint, I would say a condition could be anything. It could be a set of rules, laws. It could be something that you build physically. You're incorporating certain conditions to give a multiploid of conditions to give rise to some kind of complex structure or thought, or it could be a physical building or whatever. These things comes about in thought where time isn't nothing. It makes, if I'm saying it right, onlyism, where time isn't necessarily being tracked. We're talking about in the non-physical. Time mainly deals with the assignment or to take place, to track and trace, so to speak, to keep track of an event only in the physical sense, or in what I call the 3D set form of reality, right? Now, we know that comes from giving birth to your brain or what we call birth child or a birth child or thought form, right? which is in the mind, which time is pretty much infinite. So to answer the brother's question, is he said, well, what is time about without which when you're thinking of when you're formulating these things, time is pretty much instant because you're not
But
dealing
wait,
with it's a current thing. Things you're thinking of concepts almost instantly because there's no physicality, there's no space, right, in the mind, right, in the
but
common
wait,
sense. Go
real
ahead.
quick, because I'm trying to understand what you're saying, right?
Go ahead.
Like, and I
Right.
gotta preface how I view
Ask
time.
any question. Anybody ask any question you want to ask.
Time,
Yeah, how do
time
you
is
measure
simply
that?
time is simply a metric, right?
Right.
So
Right.
before a mile was defined, right?
Right.
If you go back to Kemet or the Berbers or whatever, a
Right.
mile was still a mile according to metrics, right?
Physicality. Right. You're
Like
measuring
an
space.
hour will
Right.
still be an hour, right?
Right. If you're measuring space again, space. Right. You understand what I'm saying? When we measure a mile with space, a mile represents distance, which tracks what? Space. Space
Not
and
always
distance.
distance,
Well, what will be a mile without distance and space?
but I don't think time is
Right. See what I'm
distance.
saying? You got that. You know what I'm saying? So mile equates to space. If that's what we're tracking, which what distance applies to space. You understand?
Wait. But I'm saying no, metrics can apply to things outside of space. Metric
Right.
can apply to, well, density of space, but like time.
Right.
Time is the easiest one to go with, right?
So what? So
Like,
we good on the mile? We
well,
good on that
yeah.
part?
Well, nah,
Okay.
we always been good on a mile. Like that
Okay.
was my
Okay. Let's
whole
go. Okay.
argument.
Okay. Let's go to the. Okay.
Before it was defined or not, a mile is simply a metric, the same
Right.
way an hour is,
Right.
right?
Right.
Right. Now, which where you going? So the time, the hour applies to we're measuring again a moment of observation, tracking. Remember, this we're dealing with experience. All of this metric and these conditions. I want to mention this to onlyism. When we're dealing with these things, we have to make sure we put an observer in the central future of this stuff. This is the driving force of all of this.
But
I,
wait.
I heard something.
An
Right.
hour is simply 1/24th of the
Right.
amount of time it takes the Earth to rotate.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily deal with observation, because whether I'm observing it or not, right? If we believe that the world is round and spinning, right, and this is what the metric of time is based off of, then an hour is simply an hour, whether it's being observed or not.
Okay. Now, given what you've said, onlyism would say that's a set of condition assigned and created by a person who observes, who put that into motion that may have died a long time ago.
That
But
was his point.
said his motion was set in moment in happening and moving forward as we go further in the future. New people will be born and agree to that construct of some maybe not yours or my particular or we didn't originate that to set that time frame as we understand it, but someone had to observe that the sun was doing the earth was doing these things in terms of movement, right? This is what science does. And so we observe the environment, right? And so we come up with constructs or what only isn't what conditions, right? That would
But
give
here's the
rise
thing though.
just follow me for a second, that would give rise to tracking, in this case the movement of the earth under the guise of time,
I
right?
would agree.
Okay.
So I'm saying before these metrics were defined, right?
Right.
Once they are defined, they existed before being observed. A mile was still a mile before we knew what a mile was, right? An
Right.
hour was still 1/24th of the Earth's rotation before
Right.
we had the sundial. You get what I'm saying?
Right. That's facts. And so we're back to the negative. So, but it doesn't when it just when something, and this gonna be other discoveries of moving. I don't want to take the conversation, but I can walk with the fam. And so us other discussions and other conditions, if you will, that will be set that we haven't necessarily established yet that exist. They just not physically established yet. This would be considered negative into the negative, or it's still real. It's just
So it's not connected to
unrealized.
the observation.
Right, exactly. Because it hasn't been what thought of yet,
Hasn't
right?
been thought of, or
Right, right.
it's not the possibility. It's a
It's a
possibility when somebody
possibility,
thinks
right?
about it. The
It's
first
just
time somebody thinks about it, it's a possibility. Boom, it's in
right.
existence. That
But
possibility.
metrics are finite. Once we define it, we can apply
Facts.
that
Right,
to a time when we weren't here. An hour was still an hour in Kemet, right? Like a
right,
mile was still a mile with the Berbers. Shout out to Silky,
right.
right?
So
Like
right, says Silky D in this bubble, right? My
his
dude,
goofy ass.
right?
That's funny.
That's my bro, man. That's my brother Aries, man. Aries life, brother. Yeah, go ahead. Facts, facts. And so we understand these things between the feminine and the masculine, call it what we may. As I heard something said, somebody said, "There's no such thing as intent." And somebody said, "Well, wait, don't you got intent?" We yeah, the all philosophical systems. If we're going to deal with an observer, there has to be a set intention per set observer. This is a requirement or prerequisite if we're going to have constructive thought and or the resultant condition.
But see,
Yeah.
I disagree
But
with
who
that
else
though.
would you be? Who else would it be relevant to if you didn't do that?
But here's
Facts,
my thing
Yeah.
with
facts.
metrics, right? The observation defines it, right? But it was
Right.
still going on way before the observation. A mile was still a mile before we measured it and
Right.
classified it.
Right.
You know, you got to understand each person's observation or scientific discoveries may vary from another person's definition. There's no absolutes in any of this stuff, and so this
And
is
that's
why science
problematic.
constantly change all the time. Notice that back. Notice these things will be updated. A mile wasn't absolutely all the time. Was it 5,400 feet? It varied over years. To be honest, depending on which civilization we're dealing with, in the value of the numeric system. A number one, you see what I'm saying? So over
I wouldn't
time,
argue that.
we just have a agreed construct under the modern system in a conventional present day education system, as me and you understand it, which I can agree, but it's always varied to some degree over years. It's sometimes at some point they never used a mile in some civilizations at all. They didn't use yards and units of measure as we understand it today.
But my
Mhm.
argument is once we create a metric, that still existed before they understood it or not, right? Like a
In
mile is
terms of
simply a
mind,
measurement.
right? In mind, now everything exists in mind. Everything's there, whether we think of it or not. It comes from somewhere. It comes from a bank, a root bank of sorts, and so, and that's why I would consider that the subconscious, or the mother aspect of the nature aspect. And so, when we begin to decide to create these things, the father time part is actually kicked into play, as I understand it,
Yes.
establishing what we call causation or initiation. I won't go too far ahead of myself, but this is where the two extremes or the two polar opposites unify together to what we call, in my circles, rectify the paradox. Right.
Hey, yo, bro, what's your name?
See,
This is Sadiq, bro.
Oh, this is Sadiq.
This
I
is Sadiq,
do know
bro.
you.
Right?
All
Oh yeah, you know me. Uh,
right, yo, I love a
thank-
good pseudo argument, man. I'm gonna
thanks,
straight up
oh
Sadiq,
say it.
man.
for helping me with that. Yeah, it's just Banu left, but yeah, Wall Street. I think you is to me, time is a condition, and the clock time that we talking about is a tool. The difference
Facts.
is the difference is like when I say father time, I'm talking about all of that. That's why I say ordered update, before and after, sequence, change, duration, because that's what that clock is telling us. It's telling
And
us
so
what
I don't want
time.
you to give away your argument, but I'm saying how are you connecting that to nature and like what's your premise again? What's the contention?
Um, he says that nature, existence, nature can act
Exist
in
without
existence
time.
without nature can act in existence without time.
Facts. To some degree, I would say we're about to stop for the absolutes, but uh yeah, you get into the immaterial worlds and so forth. Time seems to somewhat, as we, at least as we understand it, I would just say, because there's no fixed construct that's necessarily collectively agreed to be observed, right? We can only agree on, in a collective sense, on
Oh
something that's
shit, this is my
physically that
wife.
exists.
I'm coming right back, A1.
Right, but
All
if
right, brother, for
something
sure, brother.
exists,
Yep.
but Sadiq, if something exists, right, we
Right.
know that time has to be we know that if something exists, the reason it exists is because it has the the ability to change, to update. If it doesn't have that ability, then it's just a static nothing.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
mean,
that.
it's
Yeah, I
something, but
stay away
it
from the
ain't
absolutes.
changing.
Right, right. I got you. I see what you're saying. Now, I would reframe it this way. Um, when I'm gonna make a couple points. Number one, when we think about when we deal with the immaterial world, this is some very advanced shit for the viewing audience. For those who I'm pretty sure people are like, what is going on? What are we talking about here? We're dealing with the immaterial world, which occurs in many different stages before anything is physically seen. Bobby Hemming goes into it nicely, and a few others. At any rate, when we understand that, when for those who've meditated to an nth degree, understand that when we intend something, it occurs instantly, without delay. See, without delay, because there's no physicality. And so that's been said, what's faster than the speed of light? Some would say thought. See, thought is almost instantaneous, right? No absolute, but it's pretty much instant because there's nothing to this. There's no point A to point B in your thinking. There's no distance, right? Because there's no physicality. There's no space. There's no matter. You're dealing with stuff that precedes all of that. Well, number one. Number two, um, I would ask you, brother, onlyism, if I make my second point, what would you think would occur if time was removed from the physical world? Let's say right now, or let's say from the beginning. We noticed this. Let me put a little more context. Let's say we notice how we all fairly familiar with history. We know that things happen in certain years and certain times throughout certain civilizations. What happened if time was removed from history?
And you talking about the onlyism father time that I'm talking about, the ordered change, or you talking about just the measurements?
Just for kicks, just to keep things interesting. Like, what would you?
If there would never be a time, as long as a species is comfortable, where they don't have to worry about their survival, and they're going to start seeing changes. And once they notice them changes, it's going to come around that time is going on. They're going to understand what the change is. So the reason that we know that time is because there was a time of peace in the human biology that they had time to say, oh, this is changing. My hair growing, or I'm getting taller, or
right.
You know what I'm saying? There was time when they say, oh, well, I took off walking from that tree over there and I'm over here. The sun is over there.
Right.
Oh, that changed. Like, it's just going to happen because it is happening. So the ordered update, if you take clock time away and say that people are not.
And remember, history has occurred. So that's when I'm testing your amplitude on how would you gauge time in the physical world. That way I can make a deduction, which how you view it in the immaterial and and vice versa. What would happen if you remove time from history? Now these events happen. What happens if you just snatch time out, even in retrospect?
After they already happened and take time.
Right. And we're walking with the family to test like Mortal Kombat. We're testing our might here with the bricks.
Now see, in my onlyism epistemology, this would be an incoherent thought because I can't imagine. Like, I can't even. The only thing I can imagine, I can't even imagine when you ask me that question.
Yes.
For you to say I'm taking time out, which means time had never occurred, then that means none of those things have ever occurred. If we're talking about my time, when you're asking me about onlyism, father time, change, update, before and after, there's no before and after. So
I can roll with you. Now you mentioned the word, you said things will be. What was that first part you said? Things will become what if you take time out?
Just that, like noise, like no.
I could roll with you. Now I'm gonna clarify what I'm asking you. This what would happen if we if we start from the beginnings of just we can just pick a small timeline. Let's say just the I don't know. Just let's say just from the dark ages or
dark ages.
Let's go from the dark ages to the current. Okay. If we take out now, we know that things have occurred. Again, I'm just going to repeat the premise. Things have occurred and things were created, and all events and significant world events and so forth, wars and what have you, occurred at certain time. There's from the point of the beginning of the dark ages to currently, it's a timeline with different goddamn train will come while I'm making a critical point. You know, but along that line, there's notches and edges every so often to indicate if key events. We could agree. Now, watch this. Now, we're going to take time away. All your events would occur at one time. Thus, time is acting as the great separator.
Yeah, because then
between events.
Right.
That's what this is what time is doing. See, and so this also work, of course. I don't go too far ahead of myself. But we have to look at that. So we take time out. We said things will become, I would say, a mush because everything will happen all at once. You see what I'm saying? Because there's no space between the events.
Yeah.
No, remember, time measures a space in this regard between the events, thus separating each one so they can be observed. I'll just stop there. I don't want to go too far, and I don't want to
No,
take the
that's
conversation.
right. That's right, Sadiq. Thank you. And that's why I say, because that there's a such thing as a block universe, like you're talking about, but it doesn't take away the ordering or the updating in existence. Because when we say block universe, to me, all we doing is zooming out and becoming big as the universe, and so everything is happening at once. But if you go down and I shrink back down to my regular size, all those things are happening at once. It's just that I have signs and things that I can look that are relevant to other things in space that gives me a way to measure the changes of
Right. Right now, to the average person, I got follow you. I see what you're saying now. When you say that, people are like, man, that average late. Remember, this is some advanced shit, guys. You know, but I would put it in my words to see if, and tell me if I'm wrong. When we expand perspective, I use the word perspective in my circles, then we can see a more broader sequence of events that can occur from many different points of view, of many different aspects of people living. You see, if you zoom out of New York City, you can see a lot of shit going on at one time. But when you zoom in, you narrow your perspective, then your sequence of events or the scope of such can be much more limited in comparison to more accurately control, like you just said, your words, to control a change just in that field of view, right?
So I have a couple of questions, I guess, about the premise here. And I don't know, maybe
Hey, what's up, Lid? What's up, brother? How you been? I know you
I
was
was gonna
in
say
here.
after you go, we kind of got to close out, but go ahead and get it
well,
out.
Yeah, I guess I'm just curious. I think that it's just kind of like circular, just to say that time must exist because change happens. So I don't know that the time evidence for time itself just being something does. It haven't really defined what it is. It keeps being defined in terms of what it does. But I guess my question is, at what point in any moment does change actually occur? So if we're going from let's say position T1 to T2, where does the actual change occur? If T is time and so T1 is let's say a wheel at some position, and then T2 is a wheel at some other position. Where is the actual change taking place philosophically and metaphysically?
Yeah, and that's why it's not circular, because it would be circular if all I was talking about, and I was referencing time to time, but I'm not referencing time to that. I'm referencing time to the change of that thing, like you talk, that wheel change that is experienced.
Right, and you're saying this change happens over time, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not. Yeah. It does.
Yeah. So then it's circular. But just tell me, where does it happen? Where does it happen?
It happens in nature.
Right. So we have T1 and T2. I'm saying, so at what point does time come in? What makes the object go from one state to the next?
That's a good question. Right.
What makes the object go? Which object are we talking about?
It could be any object. Doesn't matter if the object is. Like for example, so Zeno's paradoxes were famous for accounting for these issues. These have been well-established issues that are being kind of glossed over up here pretty willy-nilly. But let's say that I'm going to fire an arrow, right, or a bullet, whatever. The bullet begins in one state. At that state, it's motionless, right? But some kind of way, the bullet ends up apparently to us across the room or in whatever it's fired into. And if it's not fired into anything, then eventually hitting the ground and bouncing off something like that. But again, my question is at every particular moment, it would be frozen. If we could pause at every particular moment, it will be frozen. I'm asking what makes it go from one state, let's say the state from the gun, to 4 centimeters down the line. What causes it to go from one state to the next?
Got you. I'm glad you mentioned Zeno paradoxes, because them basically just got your arguments built on a bad assumption that motion requires completing an infinite number of equal tasks in a finite time. And that's fine that you did that, but you take the classical halfway version. To reach the wall, you must go half the distance, then half the remaining, then half again forever. So it looks like you'll never arrive. That fix is simple. An infinite number of steps can sum to a finite total.
Well, if it's infinite, how could it ever be finite? Okay, let me give an example. Let me give an example, because infinite
because the sum is one.
Well, no, the sum
is one. So you can complete infinitely many subdivisions.
How can you
that the total distance?
Okay. Here's my last question. Okay, because what you're saying right here is nonsense, and so I'm gonna show you how.
Oh no, it's not nonsense.
Wait. Okay, that's fine. You can show it right now. Let's say that I have a hotel, and the hotel has infinite rooms. Okay, infinite rooms. Okay, there are infinite many guests check into the hotel. Are there any rooms available left when a new infinite number of guests arrive to check into the hotel? Are there any rooms available?
Now say that one more time.
I have no, because you're trying to type this in. I said it already.
I'm not trying to type nothing in.
Okay, cool. There's infinite numbers. Okay, I have a hotel with infinite rooms. Okay, infinite many guests.
I'm writing this down. Hold on.
I bet you are.
Yeah, I got to write this down so I can put it in.
There's a hotel with infinite rooms available. Infinite guests come in, and they come check into the rooms. Are there any rooms available? You just had a new infinite number of guests arrive to try to check into a hotel. Are there any rooms available?
I love these gotcha.
They are just going. He's going for the juggler.
I got the answer from though, Leandre. He come in his Negro spirit.
Okay, can I get an answer? How many rooms are available?
Absolutely. You're describing Hilbert's Hotel. I'm trying.
Yes, I know you're googling it, but not answering my question.
I'm trying to answer my question now. Can I answer it for you?
Yes.
You arguing paradoxes, then you mad because I know what you're talking about.
You just said infinite.
Don't get mad, Leandre. Let me answer your question. Can you shut? I ain't gonna be mean to you. Can you let me answer the question? You have a hotel with infinitely many rooms, right? Room 1, room 2, room 3.
Can you stop reading the chat GPT and tell me how many hotels are available?
Yes, already checked in, right? 1 per room. The question is,
we got another train coming.
Are there any rooms available? In the normal sense, no.
Okay, cool. Now, cool. So there's
every room is occupied.
So then that means
a new infinite number of guests arrives.
But wait, listen.
Can you still fit them in Hilbert's Hotel, math lens? Yes. You can always make space, Leandre.
Cool. So here's my question then. So
I don't want to answer any more of your questions. I'm done with you.
Right. If what you just said is true, so why did you just say that it could be divided, that it would reach some finite number?
You could always make space.
Now, brother Sadiq, let me ask you a question, brother.
That's
Sadiq.
true.
Now, brother Sadiq, let me ask you a question. Now, listen, watch this. Now, watch this.
You can always make room.
Listen what he just said.
You lose.
He just got through telling
you lose. Go back to law school.
Right.
Go back to law school. Go back to law school. You lose.
Half of the guests leave.
You lost the onlyism. Go
if
tell
half of the guests leave the hotel the next day.
Go with your paradoxes.
How many rooms are available?
I don't want to hear somebody else's paradoxes that you learned in college. You get your own argument being at the onlyism. You lose.
And we do have a results show coming up.
I don't
with DeAndre McBride here in a couple minutes. So let's get closing remarks out so that way we can start this new stream up, gentlemen. Let's start with, out the blue. You still here?
I can answer all your questions.
Hold up.
Paradoxes have been answered.
Man, we got it.
Make sure you put that down. Those philosophies that you studied ain't shit. You're going to have to go back to school and study onlyism.
Hey, what college is gonna be the first to roll this out? You never told
What
us.
college did you graduate from?
Fresno Pacific University.
This nigga's scared. This nigga's scared.
Oh, they're going for the gusto on it.
All right, closing remarks, gentlemen.
All right, who want to go first?
Or you want to start, Sadiq? So that way,
Oh no, I mean, no, I was at who want to go first. I can. You know.
okay.
Yeah, I go first.
Good job. You can lead.
Okay, my man. I appreciate you guys, man. It's an honor to be on here with our brother A1, man. Man, we coming together just right. This is real good. There's no space like here, man. I feel like I'm at home when I come on here, man. And I appreciate the open invitation and an open platform, A1, for sure, bro. And I appreciate talking to my brothers in the panel. We have to stay away from these absolutes. We particularly where we talk about finite, infinity, and all of this. I mean, we can look at distance from 1 to 2 as appears to be finite, but it's infinity in between. Starting at 1.1, 1.2 is the infinite numbers of decimal points after the decimal. When would you get to 2, right? Then once you get up to 1.2, you got another infinity behind the decimal point, and so on. It would take forever to get to 2. Right. So, just so we have to open up the mind like we do on these platforms to expand, to come up with our new, like Brother Only said, come up with our own philosophies that many would say that is found in some of these universities as it once were. There were visionaries that started these schools, and many schools became linked together to form a university. A university is different types of colleges put together under one umbrella, and they call it a university. It's really all a university is. And so I think having these conversations, while it may be zany and sound, quite frankly, ridiculous to most, to be honest, bizarre, outright bizarre. No argument there. But truth as spirituality, where spirituality is concerned, is not understood the same across the board, I would just say. So it doesn't sound, let's want to say it's crazy or bizarre. I like to use the word fantastic. It sounds a little too fantastic to believe, but it's just as true nonetheless. And with that being said, man, I'm going to yield to my other brothers, man, to wrap it on up, man. Again, it's a pleasure for sure, brothers.
Who you got going next, man?
You go next.
Okay, cool.
You got it, Andre. Go ahead, bro.
Here's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and go next. Don't let me interrupt what I'm about to say. So I came home. I'm holding a book. It's called Everything's an Argument. It's the 6th edition. And I want to read a section. Shout out to the brothers who said that I shouldn't have did exactly what I did in that debate. But let me read it. Put simply, arguments based on character ethos depend on trust. We tend to accept arguments from those we trust, and we trust them, whether individuals, groups, or institutions, in good part because of their reputations. 3 main elements: trustworthiness, credibility, authority, and unselfish or clear motives add up to ethos. To answer serious and important questions, we often turn to professionals, doctors, lawyers, engineers, teachers, pastors, or to experts, those with knowledge and experience, for wise and frank advice. Such people come with some already established ethos based on their backgrounds and their knowledge. Thus, appeals or arguments about character often turn to claims like these: a person, or group, or institution is or is not trustworthy or credible on the issue. A person, group, or institution does not have the authority to speak on this issue. A person or group or institution does not have the unselfish or clear motives for addressing the subject. Ethos is about oftentimes authority. And so I know people don't like that. It's usually an educated person who don't like that sort of thing is mentioned and brought up. Tough shit. So there's that. 2, the other thing is that I don't know what this crazy man was up here talking about just a second ago. We're talking about time and space and Zeno's paradoxes. This is why I said what I said. Everyone should not have rights to access the internet. Shout out to A1 for his charity and in making that possible for some people. But shout out to Titans Debate League. Y'all keep around and watch for the results show. I'm out.
Appreciate you. Appreciate your kind words, Slim. We'll pass it on to Out the Blue. You still here?
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Just want to say, man, I appreciate y'all, man, having me up. Appreciate the league, man. Good to see y'all building, keeping it going. Hopefully, man, I'll be able to jump in, get a couple win-offs with somebody, man, and and do a little promotion myself as well, man. I definitely don't mind that.
Yes, sir. You definitely welcome over here anytime. Just holler at me, send me a picture. We'll get you a graphic and an animated background going, and start you with a show or maybe an argument alley.
Okay, bet.
Bet.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. All right, appreciate you.
Hey, brother A.
And quantum onlyism, it is on you.
Yo, shout out first to the Titans Debate League. Shout out to the Coliseum. Shout out to the show for quantum onlyism. Today we talked about forming arguments. We talked about those people you got to watch for. Those people who's going to try their best to say that their papers are authority. And who wouldn't say that? Who wouldn't say, oh, if I went to school to do this, we're going to say that these are the authority. But they know that there's people out there who think critically without those books. And you can find the same answers without those books, guys. I'm not saying don't go to college. I commend Leandre for being able to snitch on people and send them to jail and stuff and then write case for him to act like he helping getting them out. I commend you for being a snake like that. However, when you come to me, you come with your own shit, all that stuff. I told you, just like you can't. Do you wonder how I answered that question that you had about Hilbert's hotel? You don't understand still, do you? You don't understand that people can do it without school. I don't care about what you think your authority is because I just proved to you that you lost. You tell each current guest in room N to move to room 2N. So that's 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 3 to 6. That frees up all the odd rooms. The reason I know this is because I have a philosophy that answers these questions. Don't get mad at me because I did it. And all those philosophers that you looked up to and those paradoxes that you never thought would be answered has been answered. You're going to have to go to philosophy school again if you want to. You're going to have to stop putting people in jail and then writing briefs to try to get them out. Don't put them in there in the first place. You're going to have to come to the knowledge that when you come to try to debate me, all the people who like you and think that you cute because they got degrees and stuff, y'all, I love y'all degrees. I'm happy. I wish I could have stayed calm in existence. But in Oklahoma, we was around real prejudiced people. So that's why I had to, I ain't gonna even get to that. But guys, I'm telling you, you can do it too. You can form an argument without college. You can make it sound. You can make it valid. And you can then, don't let nobody, I don't care what authority they got. They've been wrong plenty times before.
Right.
They've been wrong plenty times and it updates. This is the update to your philosophy, Leandre. I'll sign your books too. Peace out. We in here.
Peace. And we're gonna end with the song. We're gonna end with the song by Connie Sun, Same Heart. I usually check them out on Spotify, but you can check them out on any platform. Head on over to his Facebook, tell him A1 sent you. We are going to be tapping back in here in a couple minutes with the results show for Leandre versus King Naga, so make sure you check for that. I'm about to make the stream here shortly. And again, this is Connie Sun, Family All Around Me. If I can get it to pull it up. Not Family All Around Me. My bad. Same Heart. This is Connie Sun, Same Heart. And remember my motto, treat your smile like your money and never let them steal it. Peace.
Facts. Peace, brother.
Peace. Sadiq, thank you, man.
You're welcome, bro. I mean, you have been dying, bro. Yeah, man. Facts, bro. Facts, man. We had another beautiful session, man. We gotta do it again, brother.
Sadiq, when I see you, it's gonna be a misunderstanding.
Hey, what's going, man? Leandre is all good, my brother. That's my brother, Leandre.
Yeah. We was together, down for whatever. How the hell did we just fall apart? You was my brother, know that I love you. I would've gave you my own heart, and I would've never owning it level. Think about letting that thing spark, knowing that we got the same heart. It's crazy we ain't got the same heart, and they the one taking the aim for it, and I'm the one taking the blame for it. They ain't got no shame in the game for it, till I come back around with that pain for it. You gon' pay for the time you was hating. You gon' pay for the time you was dirty macking. You gon' pay for the time that you hit on women. You pay for the time that you flipped on family. Karma gon' come your way, young nigga. It can be any day, young nigga. The way that you played your hand, I forgive you, but back in that sandbox, can't forget you. Killing my mentor, tell your little brother the issue. How did we go to them pistols? No, I'm official. Know that I try to uplift you. Kinda knowing that I miss her. We was together, down for whatever. How the hell did we just fall apart? You was my brother, know that I love you. I would've gave you my own heart, and I would've never owned any level. Think about letting that thing small, knowing that we got the same heart. It's crazy we ain't got the same heart, and I'm the one taking the blame for it, and they the one taking the aim for it. It ain't got no shame in the game for it, till I come back around with that pain for it. You gon' pay for the time you was hate, you gon' pay for the time you was dirty macking, you gon' pay for the time that you hit on women, you pay for the time that you flipped on family. One more hate, it really ain't gon' matter. More pale lips, just me, more chatter. Can't hold hands going up no ladder. I fall from up here, then my shit gon' shatter. I'm putting on for my whole family, but we on a different road, family. You told folk that I told family, but I never did fold when the folks had me 100. I never been fake in frontin'. I told younger nigga make him something. You told younger nigga take him something. And he the one that took that from his cousin. And that there got the whole family fussing. Got big sis beefing with her brother. Even through it all, still know that I love you. But every second I think I trust you. I'm smart in the game. You made it hard in the game. I'm loving, I started the lane. I'm hard as they came. Melody target they brain and they draw like a mark to a flame. How far I done came. You was not part of the blame. You was just part of the strain. You was so grimy that niggas ain't wanna come fuck with me, but that's just part of it. And I'm the one taking the blame for it. They the one taking the aim for it. They ain't got no shame in the game for it. Till I come back around with that pain for it. You gon' pay for the time you was hate. You gon' pay for the time you was dirty macking. You gon' pay for the time that you hit on women. You pay for the time that you flipped on family. We was together, down for whatever. How the hell did we just fall apart? You was my brother, know that I love you. I would've gave you my own heart, and I would've never owned any level. Think about letting that thing small, knowing that we got the same heart. It's crazy we ain't got the same heart.
Saturday, March 8th, history steps into the arena, only on the Coliseum of Arguments, hosted by Titans Debate League. It's the clash of cosmic proportions. In one corner, the smooth strategist, the verbal tactician, the man who bends rhythm into reason, Suave Boss. And in the opposing corner, the architect of quantumoliism, the philosopher of the infinite, the mind that dares to question reality itself, quantum truth. The question shaking the pillars of existence. Does Mother Nature need Father Time to exist? Is nature eternal? Is time the necessary foundation of all things? Or are we witnessing the collapse of a cosmic illusion? Two titans, one stage, no escape from logic. Saturday, March 8th, only in the Coliseum of Arguments. Enter the arena and witness eternity on trial. Strongest. Welcome to Titans Debate League, presented by Coliseum of Arguments, where ideas don't just clash, they collide. In one corner, sharp as a blade and twice as deadly on the mic, the verbal assassin, Leandre Slim Reaper McBride, a master of logic, a hunter of weak arguments, and he's coming to carve this case wide open. And in the opposing corner, crowned in confidence, swinging with conviction, the fearless fire starter himself, King Naga. He doesn't back down, he doesn't fold, and he's ready to defend his stance at all costs. The question shaking the arena, was the killing of Alex Pretty justified? Morality versus law, emotion versus evidence, justice or just revenge? No scripts, no safety nets, just unfiltered debate warfare. This isn't a conversation, it's a showdown. Coliseum of Arguments, where only the strongest arguments survive. Are you not entertained?
Results show for that in a couple minutes. And March 14th,
Saturday, March 14th, the Battle of Truth, the clash of intellects, Leandre McBride versus Elder Yara. Can Elder Yara, the seasoned veteran with decades of debate experience, prove he's an Israelite using only scripture? Or will Leandre, the brilliant PhD scholar, dismantle his claim with razor-sharp logic and scholarly precision? It's a high-stakes debate where faith meets knowledge and history is on the line. Two giants, one question. Can Elder Yara prove his Israelite identity through the word? This is a battle you don't want to miss. Tune in to Titans Debate League and witness the ultimate war of words. Who's got the facts? Who will leave the other in the dust? The countdown to the debate begins now. Coliseum of arguments. Only the brave speak here. Are you not entertained?